Anything else, we divvy up amongst the group. It's an old castle. It has ghosts in it, presumably.
I know, we've been there once before.
The Scorched Keep, how did it become Scorched?
That I'm unaware of. But
I believe it was
I need a book out of there.
Dragon attack? Fairly certain.
I do not like dragons.
My best.
Oh, the
guess
dragon's no
is
longer
close
here.
fire.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure the dragon's not there.
But what if there's a ghost dragon?
And we kill that too.
Can we kill a ghost dragon?
Colin's fucking furiously writing on a stab block right now.
Honestly, well, I don't have to. There's Draco
There's
Witches.
no way Colin has to write up a ghost dragon block. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that exists.
But yeah, there's treasure in it if anyone else wants to come. Klaus and I are already going.
I could use some seed money to begin my travels.
If you want, you can roll a history check on the Scorched Keep.
Watch this shit,
I
boys.
suppose Smoke can't. He's not unfamiliar.
Wonderful.
Oh, I got
Oh my
a-
god.
I got a non-natural 20. I forgot to sync up the virtual tabletop thing again.
Well,
I'm
they just
Shoot it off for it.
Eckhart doesn't know shit.
My rolls cannot get any lower.
But yeah, non-natural 20 for Smoke to know the Scorched Keep.
Okay.
I will come along. I feel safety in your company is more comparable to the safety I would feel.
You know, with your history check, you know that the Scorched Keep was once the castle that was. But back then the town was called Krutz. In the time of Hans von Richten, whenever it was simply the kingdom of Eisenfeld. Hans von Richten, there had been a siege in Krutz, and he had been captured and held in the dungeons for 4 years. That of course, they had tried to use his capture as leverage against Eisenfeld, but he refused to yield, so, he kinda was stuck suffering in the bowels of the castle, being held and kept alive, but one night he had a fever dream, and when he awoke, he placed his hands on the iron bars of his cell, and they glowed and warped. When he stepped away, it was basically molten slag that wasn't just iron, it was steel, which was the second blessing of the forge. He managed to escape with the knowledge of how to craft steel, turned the tide of the war, which ended spectacularly by taking back Krutz and nearly burning the entire city to the ground in the process. That's why it's a Scorched Keep. There were dragons that lived in it for a while, but they were driven out. Specifically, it was the dragons Putrescent and Oppenhester that lived in it, squatted in it for a little while.
Okay. Anyway. Well, I can't say I approve of... Well, actually, I guess I can. It's not like there are valuables that people are looking to store there. It's kind of just been left pretty abandoned. Either way, I can't really let you guys go on your own.
If no one's ransacked the place yet, it must not be that important, or it must be too dangerous.
Alright, we ride at dawn.
Oh man, can we all go buy horses and ride into
What?
the keep?
Yeah, we can't really ride in town. And I mean, dawn sounds like a terrible time to go there.
I'm afraid this town is emu and ostrich only, so...
No,
Dream does nothing before 9 a.m.
but don't ghosts come out at night?
All I'm saying
so-
is, I know that this keep has kind of been abandoned, but as a historical thing, I doubt they'd just let us walk in. Did they let us do that last time?
You didn't really walk in, you kind of
We
just
had
walked
a
out.
secret entrance through the
Oh yeah.
hotel.
That's right.
Did it look guarded, Colin? Did we get close enough to it to see it
What's
from
the,
the castle area?
Not really.
Okay.
That's right. We went through Old Farthing.
You would have only seen the the scorched outside walls.
That is fair.
And
What
I'm pretty
the,
sure Farthing doesn't like us.
He was not very happy with you afterwards.
what's the
Yeah.
city watch vibe right now?
Alec, cool. You got the feeling from Barkley, like, things are kind of on edge. There's a lot of refugees, essentially, in the town. People that were originally fleeing, basically, the Redeemer at this point. Likely, the King of Black Everfrost is not likely to... You're not likely not even seeing people from that yet. It's been a little bit too soon. It's only been a couple weeks. It takes a while to travel and flee from them. But the watch is a little bit on edge. They're hearing things about things that are going up on the northern coast that are weird, and that would set anyone on edge.
Has any, I imagine, Samira would have kind of a red flag moment if she heard anything about Beaz Kumahar's situation in response to what's going on over here. Would she have caught wind of anything?
Beaz Kumlahar would not even care about what's going on basically across the world from him.
Okay.
Anything happening on the northern coast would not be large enough to affect Beaz Kumlahar, at least currently.
Okay. As I said, I'm not particularly comfortable staying by myself, so I'm not sure if I'll be any good in this Scorched Keep, but I'll happily join you if you'll have me.
You're more than welcome.
Guys, who are our new friends?
Friends, right?
The
Well-
bug man. Where'd the bug man go? Where'd he go?
Yeah, I think he said he had to walk the dog.
Karakwa says, Karakwa pops his head in, to do friends, and leaves.
How awkward.
Yeah, I wish I knew what was wrong with Cody.
Yeah, well, who knows? It's hard to say. For all we know, he could be getting a divorce.
No, because Laura said he's fine. That was the first thing I did, is I reached out to Laura.
That's the first thing someone getting a divorce would say.
I mean, that's also what someone who's not getting a divorce would say, so...
Or it could be she could be getting a half divorce, a legal separation. Or he could be going in for an amputation.
Or they're trying swinging.
Yeah, what if they're having to take his foot because of diabetes?
Christ.
I don't think Cody's diabetic.
Yet.
I feel like that would happen to me first.
Everyone gets diabetes in the end. They don't get diabetes, they do get the die part.
So what you're saying is, in the end, it doesn't even matter?
Yeah. And then when they hear it, they kill themselves. I imagine.
Alright, this got dark, so...
I imagine.
It's the
You,
sound of smoking privilege breathing down your neck.
Oh shit, my stock is up 43%.
I imagine. Well, most stocks should be jumping up right now. They're stimulus.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Has anybody gotten theirs yet?
I can check.
I haven't
17th.
even checked.
Mine's coming in on the 17th.
A lot of people's are.
I have no idea when mine's coming in.
Well, just check your bank account and see if there's a posting for it.
Thanks, Uncle Joe.
I have not received mine.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get mine at the same time as my tax return.
Possible.
Man, oh man.
And then I get to lose it to pay for my taxes.
I like how we went from D&D to divorce to death to
Stocks.
stocks to stimulus.
To taxes.
Like,
Alright.
wow, that was a whirlwind 2 minutes.
Nick, we're up 43%.
Alright.
What do you have stocks in?
I'll try to bring the game back Don't worry, boys. Do I get any weird heebie-jeebie vibes from Klaus calling?
Oh, you always get weird heebie-jeebie vibes from Klaus. Fucking
Blue, to
look at
answer
it.
your question,
I've never met him.
Nick and I have stock in AMC.
Ah,
AMC
okay.
should be bouncing back.
I think
well.
I actually think Kayla might have done that too.
Yeah, no. Because here's the thing: movie theaters are either gonna bounce back real hard or die, and both of those things are good. And AMC was able to complete an enormous remodel project of every single theater in the country right before COVID started.
Damn.
They also made back their entire COVID profit loss in what, a week?
Most people have thrown a lot of money at AMC at this point.
They're still real low. What is it?
11.
It's down to 7?
11.
Oh, 11. Okay. I was gonna say, oh shit, time to get more.
I would say if I'm gonna day trade, I'm gonna do options because I don't care if I lose money.
Yeah, that's what Nick and I are doing. We just hurled Nick did $100, I did $200 at AMC, and we're kind of trying to play it as if we've already lost all of our money. So
Call,
I'm not dropping until it hits 500 a share.
Should have done calls on AMC. All right.
Sorry.
You don't
Back to the regularly scheduled program.
You don't get the feeling of anything more unusual than usual with Mouse, but the only problem is
How usual was usual.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
And you wouldn't
question.
know what usual Klaus is.
Well, that's true. You're Eckhart now. You can roll a perception check.
Oh, I was just mainly gonna ask. I don't no rage mage people saw him acting funky or with that weird
Probably
Vecna
not.
shit, right?
Not any that you would know of.
Okay. Then I'm good not rolling because I wouldn't have any idea.
But Klaus isn't really acting any more unusual than usual. At least not as far as you can tell. He's not
What a common sentence!
Unfortunately, Klaus, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Woo!
He's gonna explode in front of us. Yes.
$13.
Alright. Your dreams are terrible to the point that you are unable to gain the benefits of a long rest. Whenever you're thrown awake every maybe 15 to 20 minutes, you find yourself sheened in sweat, tossing. Your hand itches. It feels like there's something moving up it. Perhaps like bugs that are underneath your skin.
Nope.
And
The
you
whole
feel
life being egg.
you do feel a powerful draw. Something speaking within you that there is a way to satisfy that. Or end those kind of feelings. To satisfy the cravings in your head that you're feeling. And you're having more and more trouble resisting it. Ever since you did that deep dive into someone's basically psyche and basically put their soul into a hellish limbo. You still see the same in your dreams. Whenever you do sleep, you still see the same things. You go to the same place. You see the great eye in the blackened sky and the vast landscape of tombs and gravestones, and you can hear the sounds of the people that have been, the souls that have been sucked up by Vecna, and you can talk with them. You have access to all their information, but it's fleeting, it's jumbled, and it's always gone in the morning. So yeah,
Man.
it's not good.
Can I get a short rest?
You can take a short rest because you don't have to sleep for that. But if you don't get, You are gonna start getting exhausted. It's rough. You've, unfortunately put yourself in not a particularly great position. That being said, the sun does rise, as always. The city comes to life as people go about their business. You can smell the smells of breakfast wafting up into the air. As each of you rises from your beds and stretches, over Klaus looks fucking terrible.
Uh-oh.
Eyes
Klaus,
sunken
you
in.
still good?
Oh, nothing I haven't been through before. Let's get a move on.
All right. I begin making my way to Crit's Castle.
Thank you,
Or I guess the
welcome.
Scorched Keep, not Crit's Castle.
You can stop by Crits on the way back. Tell Jurgen von Richten his kid is dead.
Damn.
You head out of the sort of new Krutz region around the gates of old Krutz. It's early to mid-morning when you get there, and you see Barkley is standing up top looking quite bored. There, it's a bit chill, and he has his coat gathered around him, but he does see you approaching and sort of lifts his hand. He says, "Oh shit, Bugman, you're back!
Yep.
I reckon you're heading to, hopefully see Lord von Richten, considering the way things ended yesterday."
Later.
Yeah,
I've got the my one of my companions would like to go to the Scorched Keep, so we're going there.
do you think that's wise? I mean, that's some pretty spooky stuff that goes in there. All sorts of weird bugs and ghosts. Well, that's just the bottom part. On the top part, there's scavengers, sometimes thieves that are sifting through the ruins, homeless people. They're the
We can
most
deal with
dangerous of all,
quarters.
you know. That desperation, that homeless desperation gives them hobo strength. You ever seen bum fights, Buckman?
Like an hobo with a shotgun.
Do you want to see bum fights? He throws a piece of half-eaten fried chicken in front of a bunch of homeless people.
Oh, Jesus!
It took a dark turn.
Why are we like this?
See, I can't tell how much of this is actual part of the story.
All of it.
I reckon they some of them form their own little neighborhoods.
Bum
It's-
gangs.
It's like their own little hive, really. Kind of like you
Home
come
Olympics.
from.
That's
That feels a bit insulting.
Well, they're not insects or anything, but they've got their own little collectives. They usually mind themselves, come into town, sell whatever they can scavenge from the top. Most of them don't even go within the walls, actually. Near the building itself, they stay in the outline areas that are still burnt, surrounded by the walls and things like that. But I don't think many of them go into the sub-basements at all. Pretty dangerous, like I said. We did have a group that went through, maybe 2 weeks ago that were gonna... They had a little bit more of an academic bent. I think they had some sort of archaeologist with them. I ain't heard from them.
Well, figures.
They brought in guards and things like that, so they're probably okay.
I guess we'll see. Yeah, if you speak to the Lord, I imagine we'll be around after we're finished.
I'll send him a message. We put up significantly more guards on the walls just in case there's some sort of incursion or There's another attempt to break into the walls of the castle proper itself.
Yeah, that's good.
You're staying at the
Yep.
nook and cranny, right? Might
Yep.
join you for a drink later tonight. Catch up
Sounds
on
like a
old
plan.
times. He sort
See you
of
there.
motions for the other guards to open the gate as the portcullis slowly lifts into the air, giving you passage into old crypts. You walk down the streets. Most of the buildings here are quite old restorations. Most of them were likely burnt in the original siege of Hertz, but this section at least was largely restored. You do every now and then see occasional burnt wind beams, but the only thing that remained burnt down was the Scorched Keep, as the rest of the town kind of rebounded. You pass by Old Farthing's giving it a wide berth, knowing that Old Farthing does not like you very much after the incident that happened last time. Winding your way around towards the Scorched Keep. The Scorched Keep itself is a very large building, but it also has several, like, small, it's almost like, I mean, it has like a bailey all around it as well, so there's several other Scorched buildings. It's pretty sizable area of Scorched, sort of buildings that's actually called the, Scorched Keep. You can see there are various little tendrils of smoke, likely campfires running up from within it, deep within the heart of it. That being said, how do you wish to proceed? Do you want to avoid any attention of people that might be in there, or you walk in heads held high? Like, fuck it, if you're gonna bother
I know
us.
that Smoke would just walk in.
So, just to confirm, I get that there's homeless like gathering in the entrance. Does it look like it's?
Well, like I said, the Scorched Keep isn't a single building, and it's not a single castle.
Yeah.
There's like bailey all around it as well. That extends quite a long way. So there's several buildings. Sounds like a small Scorched neighborhood in a way.
So is there? I understand there's people like staying in their vicinity, but is there like traffic through it? Like, are
You've never seen any, but you haven't passed by it very much.
okay?
Well, I mean, I really feel like it shouldn't matter too much.
I guess after Smoke.
He's the one that wants to be here.
Well, he's the one who said he was just gonna cockily walk in.
I mean, I know that's what Smoke would do, but Smoke would also confer with the group. Like, all right, how do you guys want to take this?
I
mean,
don't care.
If it's ghosts, it won't matter if you're sneaky or not.
I feel there is wisdom in that.
All right, then.
I ain't afraid of no homeless.
I lead the group. We walk in through the door.
You march. You don't sort of make any sort of attempts at stealthier movements in case anyone you run up against, whether they be homeless or even perhaps some sort of bandit, is likely something you can easily deal with. I mean, your player characters, they're bandits. Come the fuck on.
Colin, that's meta.
You are able to, at first you travel in for about 15 minutes and all you see is the rough dirt paths and the burnt out buildings, many of them made of stone, still standing, but they're once great gray and white stones turned black. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Damn.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
A 10.
You know, close some perceptive motherfuckers.
I got a
Klaus
15.
and Alec, cool. You can see that there are. At first, you just feel eyes on you. Feel like someone's watching you. But soon you see darts out of the corner of your eyes. It appears to be two men and women, bedraggled and gaunt. Many of them covered in dirt and soot, wearing tattered clothing. They don't approach you, but you can tell that they are watching you, tailing you. An eye kept on you at all times. Not, like I said, not aggressively, not seeming to be aggressive, but certainly watchful.
Well,
The rest of you, the first you see of them is after you actually get. I've traveled for about half an hour through the rough alleyways and up the road to the main proper area, the actual Scorched Keep itself, not just the buildings of the Bailey around it and the small town around it. That's when it finally becomes apparent to the point that there are maybe a dozen of these homeless that are following you. As you approach the front sort of gate or the sort of rough walls that are around the actual Scorched Keep proper, you can see there are a couple little tendrils of smoke coming from it, maybe a couple fires lit within it. You can even see the faint light of a fire from one of the tower tops of the walls around the Scorched Keep. But as you're looking there, you finally see one of the homeless people have enough courage worked up to kind of approach you. She appears to be a woman, maybe in her late 20s, early 30s, sort of dark, sunken, sharecropper eyes, haunting gray, well advanced past her years. She walks up nervously and says, I don't reckon you've got anything to eat, do you?
Oh shit. I have so much to eat.
Alright, hold on.
It's just I got a little girl's at home, and she's saying this through a mouth that's missing most of its teeth.
you represent that, Connor.
Yeah.
I got a little girl at home, and we ain't had no food for
You
near
just
all
kill Lou?
3 days.
You killed him. You killed him, Nick.
Good.
Yeah. I have little to no insight, Colin.
Perfect.
I'll pull out my cook pot, Colin, and give him some supplies. No, fuck you! You were busy!
I want to see if this chick's legit.
I'm still gonna do
You
it,
can roll
regardless
an
of what he
insight
says.
check.
If he wants to dissuade me, I'll smack him with a tree.
Hold on. I have something, I thought.
Look,
Yeah.
if you help these homeless people, they're never going to help themselves. You know?
Sorry, I could have sworn I had,
These homeless people need to pull themselves up by their bootstraps.
oh, okay.
Give him
I
all
don't-
copies of the grand.
I don't know how Foundry is gonna take ear for deceit, so give me a second.
Ito would just take out a small loan of 1,000,000 gold pieces.
Yeah.
Okay, 14.
For insight, you can.
Yes.
It seems like the part about having a starving daughter might not be true, but she is clearly herself starving.
I would, Eckhart was acting as if he was ready to feed them.
And he said he was going to
Mhm.
anyway.
Well, not necessarily
I
feed
would
them.
kind of like, you know, touch his shoulder and like whisper in his ear that I don't believe she's being entirely truthful. But she is hungry.
Well, fuck it. Yeah, I'll give him some of the supplies or whatever from the cook pot.
Right,
Wait.
starting the D&D soup kitchen. Now this game is
Yeah,
time game's
D&D
gonna be
soup
making a soup kitchen.
I guess
I thought
more
I hold a
specific.
hand in front of you before you do that. I walk and I take it, and I just take one step closer to her. I say, Miss, there's something I need inside here. A manual. It's very important.
It's the baby here.
Where would that be kept?
Baby's here probably. She just looks at you and says, we don't go into the Scorched eat proper. It's dangerous. I mean, a couple of people have tried, but they never came out. And especially not right now. They got that fancy pants group that's in there. They got armed guards. They don't even let us close.
You're not lying to me?
Why would she lie about that?
He's gonna step in.
Good
No,
sir,
that's
why
not very
would she
good
lie
intimidation.
about something
Joseph,
easily proved?
that appears to be enough. These people are obviously just hungry and looking for nourishment.
Yeah, what she do? She smiles and says, "I've taken shits harder than you."
Alright. Alright,
Christ.
give them their food.
All right, I'll give him some of the some of the supplies, call him like hardier craft that doesn't go bad easily.
Well, you would take out your frontier cook pot. You know, there's 40 pounds of food held within it.
Yeah.
It's extra dimensional space, and you start handing it out. Unfortunately, as soon as one morsel of food passes through her hand, there are a dozen other homeless that sort of nervously approach you. They are all gaunt, thin, aged by hardships. They all come to you. Nervously, each one in turn asks if you've got any left that you can spare for them.
Well, since I made stew yesterday, how much of that do I have left, if any?
If you made, I'll allow you to have some left. Usually that ends, anything you make like that ends at the end of 8 hours, because it's,
Oh, okay.
that's part of its thing, its enchantment. But
Yeah,
sure, you've got some left. You're able to you're able to make a makeshift soup kitchen right then and there, helping out people, and you see it seems to engender some goodwill. Now, with filled bellies, they actually seem more willing to answer any questions that you have about Scorched. Most of them have lived here for quite a long time, and while they've generally avoided going within the basement, they've heard tales, and they've heard things. If you wish to ask them any questions that you may have, you can. What you have learned, however, and judging by like I said, you saw some small tendrils of fire coming from within, like, the walls, proper walls themselves, the Scorched Keep. It does seem like this archaeologist and their guards are acting a bit like brigands, and two are not allowing anyone really to get close to it at this point.
Do I see any among their number that is like an officer type or nobility?
An officer, like a noble, absolutely not.
Amongst the guards for the other group.
You will have to get closer. Like I said, you haven't been close. All you've seen is the smoke from their fires. You haven't actually been to see them.
Then I will approach. And I will cast Pass Without a Trace. As I do, because I wanna get eyeballs on them before they notice me. So is that a stealth check?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a map.
Hooray, I've got my hotbar back.
It's a 37. Oh, wait. Yep. Yeah, no, that's right.
You're able to stealth forward, and You can get pretty close. You see the walls themselves are about maybe 20 feet high with 30-foot high towers on the corners that are lined with gargoyles. You can see one tower has what appears to be 2 guards that are on top of it, sort of making I wouldn't say a patrol. They're looking out over the edge, but they're sort of leaning casually on the sort of battlements. These old, sort of scarred battlements. You can see there's a fire that's burning from the top of that tower. It looks like they are. Appear to be a guard or a watch of some sort. You do see there are carry crossbows with them and that sort of thing. But other than that, you don't see anyone patrolling the walls. And you do see there is smoke coming from within the courtyard as well.
Okay. I'm gonna assume Zara can recognize Klaus for what he is. Like, I feel like you can probably climb that. And then to Alakul, he's like, you can probably jump that, yeah?
The wall? The whole wall?
Single
Oh,
bound.
how tall is this wall?
I mean, there's a fence right here, but it doesn't have an opening, yeah?
Right here, this fence right here is just, it's a 10-foot wrought iron gate that has been closed. The walls themselves are only 15 feet to 20 feet high. It's not perfectly squared after all these years. The towers are 30 feet high. That being said, you can sort of scout around to see if there's other stuff.
Well,
Yeah, I'm gonna start moving around. I'm gonna start checking.
Alright.
I would, I didn't say this earlier because I think she would keep it secret, but I think everybody would have Pass Without a Trace on them.
Let's see.
That's probably good for me.
So that's a 32 for Klaus.
Klaus, which direction you want to go in, up or down?
So for those that don't know, anybody who's rolling a stealth check, just in the what is like miscellaneous modifier or something, just type in plus 10 onto it.
We have to stay within 30 feet of you, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, in that case, which way do you want to go? Zara?
Sabira.
Zarya.
Yeah.
There is, like I said, you can see there are 2 guards on this tower. There's no guards that you can see up here.
Your ping. Okay. Oh, I see them. Okay. Sorry, I had to scroll all the way up. How's their eye line? Can they see us?
If they were looking hard, probably, but like I said, they seem to be very casually leaning against the parapet. They are not particularly paying close attention.
Okay.
You're not actually like this close to it. You're not right up on top of it. This is where you're on. You've been put on the map.
Sure. I mean, truth be told, we probably could just walk into the courtyard. In my experience, it's usually better to beg forgiveness than ask permission.
I mean, we can just hop the fence, even. It's not that high.
The portcullis is only 10 feet high. You can,
This
if you're
right here is
approaching
cool.
it,
That's an invitation to death.
you do see there is a camp that is within it. This one has several of the same-looking fellows, what appear to be guards or mercenaries of some sort, gathered around the fire. Most of them looking a bit bored.
Can we hear any conversation?
Roll a perception check. But now, since everyone is approaching,
21.
give me another stealth check.
Okay.
Just everybody?
Yeah, we have Pass Without Trace.
Remember, add plus 10.
25!
Is it everybody or just anybody who moved?
Anyone who's making a stealth check, if they're within 30 feet of me.
If you are approaching this map at all, now you're making a stealth check.
Hell yeah. I got
Well,
25.
there's my natural ones today.
Well, yeah, I figured that means anybody who had moved their token.
Jesus Christ, Klaus.
I mean, like I said,
even go on at
23.
you're not actually like there right now. You'd be somewhere off the map. But if you're now approaching onto the map, everybody is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right then. So that would have been plus 10, so 29.
Fancy.
So the guards
What?
themselves do not.
Reed just leaps.
The guards themselves on the towers, like I said, while they do have their eyes cast over the edge and they're very casually watching, there's quite a bit of sort of scorched out trees, broken columns that you're able to move to from column to column, eventually getting up to the gate without the guards really noticing you. As you're looking through, you see, however, there is a actual camp with several of these mercenary guards gathered around. Much like the other guards, they look bored. They don't look like they're particularly interested in what is going on. They sit around their campfires, and you can see one of them has a small dagger. He's cleaning his fingernails. There's a shank of meat that's roasting over it. They seem entirely disinterested on what's going on, but they're still here, waiting.
Fancy.
You do see there is there are completely clear entrances if you didn't want to jump the gate and continue sneaking around. There's an entrance up here, broken wall entrance down.
Well,
Can I notice that Eckert has loud armor?
I don't.
You don't? Okay.
I'm a barbarian.
Sure. I didn't know.
Well, if we want to go over the gate, I can just prop my totem up and help people over.
I mean this in the most innocent way possible, Tommy, but what are you wearing? Like, what is Eckert?
IRL?
BDSM.
What is Eckert?
I have a winter wolf cloak in the style of Valheim, and just like stereotypical like tunic, leather garments thing. Nothing fancy, just warm clothes. I'm not naked.
Shame.
You can wear your
I can be.
Not Conan, loincloth.
You can wear the frontier pot as a helmet.
That's true.
Okay. So I get that we see the camp and there's people here. Can I see any like equipment? Like, is this a clearly identifiable dig site, or at least adjacent to one?
I haven't seen any equipment they have on them, and like I said, it looks like they've fortified it. There are various sandbags and things like that. There's not any really apparent equipment, but from what you've heard about this archaeologist and these guards coming in and being here for a couple weeks, and sort of from the homeless people that, you know, they were kind of guarding and sectioning off the keep itself, and not letting anyone too close to it and making sure everyone's driven away from it. You suspect this is likely that group. Likely, and obviously these are likely the guards. You do not see anyone that would probably be an archaeologist just from your glancings, though.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with my plan if no one's gonna do anything.
I mean, I was trying to see if I could pose as another archaeologist.
I want to. This always goes well, but I want to scale the wall.
I was just gonna help you over.
Over here,
So that's
quietly.
It's a 10-foot
Well,
fence.
I don't want to do
That's a
because
10-foot
I don't want to.
fence.
I don't want to use the front door.
It's a 15.
That's fair.
Also, it's not. Go ahead and give me an athletics check to climb it. It's not perfectly. It's got handholds, but it's not nearly as easy as climbing a fence.
We'll stay.
I mean, I do have a grappling hook and rope. Unless
You can
you
do
know,
it.
say
You
I
can
get
do it
that
with
on the
advantage then, but you'll have to roll it.
advantage.
Yeah, with the grappling hook.
All right. And I'm gonna try to do it stealthy too. I do one of those.
You very casually and carefully toss the grappling up and it lances onto the battlements, and you feel it sort of grab hold as you tug it a couple of times quietly, then hoist yourself up onto the wall itself.
Well, shit.
Whew.
I'm going with the spooky guy.
I'm gonna help him up.
Right. You also have advantage when climbing up the rope.
Well, man, those are some bad rolls for me.
I jump.
You've got your super bug jump, as you're able to leap up and grab onto the edge of the parapet and pull yourself up and over.
You said this is athletics to climb a rope, right?
You can't pull yourself off the wall yet. You'll have to tell me when you want to jump. Yes, if it's a athletics to climb the wall with advantage because there is a rope.
All right. $23.
You're also pretty easily able to clamber up the wall with the rope. You're overlooking, like I said, the courtyard itself. This tower right next to you is, like I said, rises up another 10 feet. It looks like you're able to enter it, although just glancing inside, you don't see anything interesting. It's basically barren stone.
That's probably just a guard tower.
It looks like it's just an old, burned-out guard tower.
I'm gonna... Is there a method that I could slip through this little fence?
And trying to squeeze through. It's not... Age and damage have left some sizable holes in it. You can make a acrobatics check to just try to squeeze through the bars.
Not very good at that. I'll attempt, but if I get a sense, I don't want to get stuck. If I get a sense I'm not going to be successful, can I stay on this side?
Sure.
$17.
Alright. You kneel down a little bit and have to sort of gently push through a couple of bars, and you can feel it pressed tight up against your bodice, but you are able to squeeze through just as your hips catch and pop on the other side. However, as soon as you do so, you hear a faint alarm that goes off as an alarm spell is triggered. Almost immediately, the guards sort of turn their eyes as they...
moving. Can I move this direction to kind of like as a distraction?
I mean, you can, but sure.
I'm assuming they're not instantly able to respond to the alarm, so as I hear it, realizing my mistake, can I move away from the rest of the party?
Bruh.
Actually, if the guards... Can I notice where the guards are coming from? Is it these guys over here?
There are guards down here. There are guards up here.
The bulk of them, I'm actually just going to walk up to them. I'll kind of cut them off with my pass. If possible.
One of them, they're not immediately like launching attacks at you, but you do see they quickly move to defensive positions behind sandbags, grabbing crossbows. This one moves here behind these sandbags as one of them kind of casually walks out to you. He does not have his weapons drawn, but his hand does, you can see the two behind him do have crossbows aimed at you. And he sort of says, "Easy now."
I will hold up my hands and show that I am very clearly, completely unarmed.
I'm afraid you might want to head out. This particular area is currently under the jurisdiction of the EGAD Archaeological Society. It is a very simple archaeological dig. However,
I'm gonna need a moment to process that name.
However,
swear to
of course, this is very cutting edge and proprietary stuff. The archaeologists do not want anyone coming in and stealing their information or raining on their parade. So I would ask that you turn around and leave. There's no need for any trouble or anything like that. We're very reasonable folks. We've been hired to defend this, and we will, but we're certainly not bloodthirsty. We don't want to hurt you if we don't have to.
I'll kind of continue walking forward and then stop, realizing that they're actually talking to me, and go, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm actually an Imperial liaison. I'm a scholar from Empire. I was sent here by the Crown."
Roll a deception check.
With advantage.
While this is happening, I'm gonna quietly hop down here.
27.
Or at least try and like jump off the wall.
We didn't get no messages from the Crown.
The Crown doesn't usually alert the people that they are what they're about. I was told to come here, and I'm here. If they saw fit to send notice, I was not told to procure that myself. I was told to come here, and here I am. You can search me if you like. I'm not wearing any weapons. I'm not a thief. I'm not equipped for such things. If I did, I'm sure I would have gone over your northern wall over there, where your guards are very casually leaning against the parapet.
He looks over at the wall and sort of shakes his head. Fucking Jim and Quinn.
It's not their name.
Bruh.
Look. I can't just let you pass without at least talking to people in charge. I imagine if you are from the Crown sent to help, you'll want to speak to them first, right?
Truth be told, there was a number of individuals outside the Scorched Keep that were they wouldn't shut up about food, and I am famished, and I see a roasting shank over there. Before I meet your superiors, if I could, I'm dying of hunger.
Well, we do have plenty to go around, and since you are so ladylike, and we wouldn't want you to be hurt or starved, I suppose you can have your fill.
I appreciate the kindness.
Especially because I've got a couple of numbskulls to deal with.
I imagine that them not responding to hang on, because I would know this. Is alarm a sound, or is it a telekinetic, telepathic?
It can be a sound, but it can be a sound that only one person hears, or the caster hears, if they want it to be.
Okay, but I heard it when I said
Yes,
it.
yes.
I would approach the food, and I would advise them. They didn't seem to even respond to your alarm bell. Perhaps maybe getting the jump on them would really hammer home the point.
He just shakes his head, and sort of, he is going to allow you to go past as the two bandits kind of, one of them sort of walks over, and there's a camp mat that he sort of dusts his hands over for you to sit down on and sort of make sure it's clean. Motions for you to sit down on it. As the guy in charge goes, and he's going to head up into this tower. You with Jim and Quinn weren't paying attention. What's everyone
I
else
just got
doing?
some poor fuckers fired.
Oh yeah, you did.
What's
They
the
got
weird
the
what's the weird lady doing, Bugman?
I don't know.
Is he? Do you think he's flirting? Do you think she's flirting with him?
More than likely, yes.
Yeah, the guy has her like sitting right beside her.
probably shouldn't look. It's rude.
You do see.
Is the guy that I'm sitting beside at least remotely attractive?
He's average looking. He looks like
Alright,
he's an
fair.
average looking human. Young, middle aged. A little bit of rough stubble. It looks like he hasn't been able to, he's likely not had the opportunity to shave, being out here sort of on guard duty, acting as a mercenary, so he's a little bit rough and grizzled. But he seems nice enough. They both do. Neither one of them is particularly an asshole to you. It seems like they are mercenaries that have just been hired to job.
Sure, but they're not. They're clearly just hired men rather than brigands. That
It does. From everything you've been told, it does seem like that.
Okay.
Were you hopping off the wall, Klaus?
I was trying to, yeah.
Oh,
While we were
fucking,
having that conversation.
I'll join you.
Alright, while they're doing, I'm gonna use the bathroom.
And I'm gonna. Do I need another spell check?
Ooh, wait. Can I to help them out?
I mean, we're well outside your range.
Well, I was gonna help you out differently. But it has verbal, so they know I was casting a spell. Never mind, you're screwed.
Alright, what's Reed doing? Is he coming in from this direction?
Well, I need to know what everyone else had done.
They climbed the wall.
Yeah, you
over
were
here.
there.
That's it?
And Connor walked in and had a conversation. He did set off an alarm spell, but it looks like he was able to talk the guards down, as now he's now actually sitting in camp eating with them.
Well, if these are only
Jeez.
like, if these are only like 20 feet high, I can easily jump or climb
you
the
can,
wall.
yeah, you can basically walk up.
I can run it up. Yep. So let's go. Everyone was just going up here. Yeah. Okay.
If you want to go up here, you can go up here. If you want to, they just sort of climbed up. It's easy for you to just climb up it. Zara just went through the gate. I was able to squeeze through it.
Okay. So all it is there's this campment.
From what
This
you can
encampment
tell,
right here?
yes.
Okay.
Then there's stuff like farther back here, but that's like the actual keep proper. And if you want to, you can just jump down with them, like.
All right.
And this is a tower, but they looked inside the tower. There was nothing except like bare stone, essentially.
All right. No problem then. Yeah, I can follow along for right now. All right.
It seems the leader of this mercenary group apparently went away. He went to go talk with Jim and Quinn, the two that were manning this tower, because not very happy that they overlooked someone walking into, basically squeezing through the gate, and setting off the alarm spell. So he has gone to chide them, and indeed you can actually hear his voice raising over the parapet saying, "Look, I know you're new, but you still have a job to do. We all have a job to do. We have to get paid. We're being well paid. Keep your eyes open. It's not a hard job. Hell, we're mostly dealing with homeless people."
Phenomenal. So I assume the actual castle proper, the keep's like over this way, far right of the map.
It's over here.
Okay. How much of a vantage point do they have, like, down if they're just looking over the wall casually?
Right now, if they look over the wall a lot, they're 30 feet up in the air.
Okay.
There's not tons and tons of stuff to hide behind on this side of the wall. There's some trees, like these trees. There's logs. These are sandbags.
Yeah, I was just wondering if I could Pink Panther my way along the edge of the wall and they'd have a harder time seeing me.
If you got beneath the edge right here, it'd probably work better, but then this guy's down here. Chance to see you.
Where are we going?
However, these two
behind that
guards
tree.
down here are currently at least moderately distracted because they are talking with Zara.
Yeah, I guess we're going down that way.
Well, can I just run up this wall now?
Yeah, if you want to hop up on this one, there's nothing that's stopping you from climbing it.
Reed would wave down to everyone because I see another. There's another bandit.
There is a guard that is guarding this
Guarding,
bottom half
yep.
of this opening in the wall.
Mm. All right, I'll go back.
More
I
like-
do not have like sleep darts.
Yeah. I will ask the bug man. Are we supposed to be like hurting these people or like what's happening?
I don't know yet. I don't know who these people are, nor do I particularly care. I go to where Reed is and I hop up here.
Hell yeah. I'll go with the people up on the wall, I guess.
One guard.
Can they see that guard?
They can see this guard currently because they're up on the people up on
Can
the wall can.
Can I see them?
You kind of know they're there, so
Okay. Seeing like the tops of heads and stuff.
they're kind of stealthily making their way up to the general camp, though, in this general area. You can hear the sound of the captain yelling at the two younger recruits from on top of the tower as well.
Ooh, I don't have an earring. This is awful.
So, sent by the crown, huh?
Unfortunately, yes.
I'll be back.
It's pretty
I was
interesting.
pulled from duties in much warmer climates.
I don't guess you need any guards, because we wouldn't mind finding a warmer climate. We've been talking about traveling the world, seeing it, all that sort of thing.
Oftentimes I find the world is not nearly as interesting as the last place you've been, unfortunately.
It's an interesting outlook.
Is
As this goes on, Reed will just slowly walk across, trying to stay below between the battlements.
Where is your dig site? Well, not your dig site. I'm aware you are just the hired men.
And I will roll for stealth if I need.
Yeah, at this point, it's a stealth
So
check.
I have a question. If they leave my 30 feet, they lose it permanently, or if they come...
If they are... As
Okay,
long
that's
as
a
you are concentrating on
Yeah, we're not
pass
doing good.
without trace. As long as they were there whenever... for the duration, each creature you choose within 30 feet of you has a plus 10 bonus. So as long as they're within 30 feet of you for the duration, they will have... While they're within the duration, they will have a bonus to the check.
Okay.
As soon as
'Cause my
they're
plan
out,
was
as soon
to-
as they're out of it, they lose that check.
Sure. So, as long as they're out of it, or once they're out of it?
While they're out of it, as soon as they go back into it, since you're, as long as it's up and you're concentrating on it, it's still there.
Okay. Because my plan was to ask where the dig site was and start kind of approaching to the south.
You know, well, I imagine you're said if you're here on behalf of the crown, might want to go talk with them. They are in the grand entry hall currently, doing some sort of nonsense. They haven't penetrated into any of the sub-basements or anything. To tell you the truth, it seems kind of pointless to look for anything above ground. Everything was scorched out. If there's anything that's going to be surviving, it'd be down in the basements, I imagine.
Yes, Dragonfire is not known for leaving many valuables in its wake. What exactly are they looking for?
You know how... you can see he sort of starts to call them eggheads, but says, you know how academics can be. They don't necessarily looking for gold, or gems, or anything. Don't look for any artifact. Pieces of sword hilt. Maybe old, burnt-up leather-bound, those sort of burnt leather-bound covers of books. That
They
sort of
found
thing.
any books?
Not intact.
I mean, okay. Academics understanding. What have they found?
As far as I can tell, a couple of old coins, a helmet that looks like it's been half smashed in, well, they called it fossilized draconic excrement, but it looks like shit made, or a rock that looks like shit, as far as I'm concerned.
Yes, it would.
Oh, very boring stuff. Well, boring to us. I imagine a lady educated such as yourself would find it quite interesting.
It can be, but I depends on the eyes looking. It can very easily be just as boring sometimes.
To tell you the truth, it seems very exciting to them, but to us, it's just... no. Doesn't mean much.
Can I, Lou, you're not a sneak thief, so I'm gonna assume I can probably read your intentions. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to get down?
Well, mostly I was trying to get into a better position just in case, anything happened between either of these two. But there were times where I was thinking about dropping down and trying to pull this guy over and take him out before he can alert anyone. Issue is, these guys would probably see that. So.
Sure. Can I make a thaumaturgy casting with like a shifting rubble over here?
Sure, why not? Where are we? Up here? Like, in this area?
Over here.
Right.
Sorry, it's not. Yeah, there. It's not picking.
You want to... Okay, yeah. If you want to, you can make
try
it.
and draw that guy's
Although,
eye.
yeah, I probably shouldn't have said too much about that.
No, that's like I'm literally staring right at you. So I am very aware that I walked into here thinking I was Ito and had an earpiece, and I'm not Ito and I don't have an earpiece. Yeah, just trying to make some sound to perhaps draw this guy's attention.
Okay.
And then I'll talk to the guy who's talking to me. It's like, so I'm sorry, where did you say the dig site? Is it to the south?
It's gonna be in the direction, just sort of towards the road, where it's leading.
Okay, to the west or east. Okay.
You kind of make this sound, and this guard down here sort of turns his head and he kind of looks at it. It sort of gains the attentions of the other guards, as well as they sort of take a step forward. And they sort of look at it intently, but it's just a minor sound of rubble collapsing. This one sort of walks over to look at it, and he pulls out his sword and he kind of pokes the rubble a little bit. Surprised the damn place hasn't fallen apart already.
Yes, ruins like this where they are very clearly in such disrepair they could collapse at any moment oftentimes make me nervous. Would you three mind escorting me to your superior?
I suppose...
After all, your captain did say that's what was expected of you, so perhaps he would be in a better
we don't want to
mood
leave the
find
place unmanned. I suppose we can once the captain gets back. It'll be too long.
True.
Um,
I'll continue eating.
And it's not too long, as you see the captain is sort of striding out of the tower after having sort of thrown down these guys, sort of torn down these guys, berated them for not doing their job. As you can see, he's annoyedly sort of walking across the way. Look and see what Joseph smokes stealth.
It was a 25 with the pass trace.
Okay.
When we rolled it that first time.
He sort of pauses, and you can see he stops right here as if he sees something in the tree. He takes a couple of steps towards it slowly.
Dun 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 dun.
Do I see him approach?
Yeah, he's sort of
Then
walking down.
I would call out, Captain. I've had my fill. I'm sure your men are squared away up there. I'm ready to meet the archaeologist. Your men advise that perhaps it is you who should bring me down there.
Roll a persuasion check.
I gotta see if I have 4 persuasion checks. Okay, hold on. Does that fall under actor since I'm still pretending to be someone I'm not?
Sure.
Yeah, because it says deception or performance checks when trying to pass myself off as a different person. You said persuasion or deception?
Right now, this is just a persuasion.
Okay, so then I don't have a deception, or I don't.
Technically, you're not being deceptive to him right now, asking to have him escort you.
22.
You can see he's getting close to you, Joseph Smoke, but the woman calls out and he pauses and kind of throws one other last look and says, "Oh, it is in service of the crown, so alright."
Your underling mentioned that perhaps they found some books, and I'll kind of enunciate that word so that it carries to Joseph Smoke.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, burnt up, basically leather coverings. Not much left of them, I'm afraid. You know how those squints can do, they find everything interesting. No offense.
Absolutely. None taken.
Of course, I'll escort you. You two, as he points to the camp. Go relieve Jim and Quinn. I'm afraid they're not much up for. Let's just say I'd rather have a more vigilant set of eyes up on the wall. It's been a while. I reckon it's their turn to have something to eat. And the two sort of nod their heads. And you, miss, I will take you forthwith to the archaeologist.
Thank you. And I'll kind of point off to the east and say, "It's this way, correct?" And I'll definitely like make a large gesture so that the people sneaking can see my direction.
That is right.
Time to sneak.
As he sort of complains a little bit, he's like, they've been here for almost 2 weeks, and all they've done is comb through the grand entryway. Like there's gonna be some sort of great revelation in there. If there's anything that was actually gone over, that was it. As he's gonna walk down here.
Sure.
He's gonna sort of talking with you as you go.
Yeah, barbarian man sneak.
These guards are heading up, so there is a guard shift change, but this guard does remain here.
Is he facing south or north?
Currently he is facing down, watching out the bottom half.
Jesus Christ.
Alright. I'm going to try to sneak around him.
Yeah, same. Wish me luck, everyone.
If you want to move
think
off
that-
the wall, tell me, because I have to move you off the wall.
If you think that's a good stealth check, watch this.
Oh no.
Okay, so where's this guy looking right now?
He's just looking down to the south. His job is to keep an eye on just this pass area right here, so he's just kind of looking around.
Okay, so we've gotten rid of the guards up over here.
Yeah.
They are currently guards changing, because Jim and Quinn got berated so hard that, well, apparently the captain kind of felt bad and allowed them to switch guards.
Klaus over here about to steal.
All right, then yeah, I'll drop down.
I will also drop down.
Okay, so on my way up here, I'm gonna take their crossbow bolts.
Oh, that's so good.
Take me a leg of meal, and then take these other crossbow bolts.
I'm gonna try and kind of lag behind so that if I notice them, they can get the benefit of my my pass without a trace, and I'm gonna kind of like sightsee to give the captain a reason why I'm lagging.
All right, everyone, give me a stealth check if they haven't already, obviously.
16.
I mean, like, so do I need to do another one since up on the wall?
Yes. Now it's
Or-
now you're rolling to go across this.
Well, that's a 6, by the way, Joseph Smith.
Hey, that would be a 21 plus the bonus if I get it.
That's
Yeah,
without passing a
these
trace.
4 people would have it.
Oh, yeah.
Joseph
Sorry.
Smith doesn't.
So
Oh,
Joseph
what the
Smoke only
fuck?
has a 6.
What the fuck?
Too
Am I
far
not
back.
close?
It's 30 feet.
Well, this is how far I was before I started. God damn.
Joseph Smoke rolled his stealth check was a 19 is the first one.
Yeah, but he's in heavy armor or whatever, isn't he?
Damn.
Oh, it's you that's in heavy armor. God damn it! I was trying to give you advantage, and I thought it was Eckert that had that. Fuck.
It's a group stealth check though, so
Do you want me to roll a stealth check?
you're not being stealthy.
Thank God, Clangy boy.
I'm not stealthy. Okay.
If you were stealthing, you would be, but since you're just walking with the guard, the captain who's talking to you, you're not being stealthy, so you don't need a check.
Fair.
This
Damn
guard,
it! I thought everybody was in light armor.
this guard sort of turns and he looks down, not paying much attention to the things. He is, like I said, none of the guards were wildly attentive on their job. You saw they were mostly bored, mostly sort of standing around eating, cleaning their fingernails, not doing much. They've not had much that would be challenge to them except to sort of run off a couple of homeless vagrants. So as you pass by, sort of moving between every sort of these sandbags and these tents, you hear Joseph Smoke kind of clanking along, but he's fairly far enough away that the guard just kind of has his attention turned largely to the south, watching the pass, as you sort of very carefully stealth by. You can go ahead and just go. The captain of the guard leads Zora to the main house. The main keep itself, you can see it's collapsed in several places and burnt up in others. But the main sort of central hall appears to be very largely, at least structurally, intact. The doors stand open. Still on their hinges, but opened wide to cast some light in, and you can see there is light coming from it. It looks like dozens of oil lamps and torches that glitter in the darkness. Within, you see that carefully laid out in grids, there are rope patterns, or sort of ropes laid out in carefully patterned grids, and you can see there are two dwarves that are combing through the sort of dirt and rubble and the ash. Each of them sort of covered in this soot, as their beards, probably blonde or light red, are now completely grayed for the most part, except for the faint shock of color. They wear very large pith helmets, and each of them wears a set of glasses that has several lenses that are able to descend over the eyes. They slowly work their way with brush and the occasional small, what appears to be scraping tool, carefully inspecting every inch of this central hall to make sure there are no artifacts passed up. One of them sort of gasps with excitement as they reach down and pull out what appears to be a half-melted brass button. Alright! Look at this, Gilliam! Who do you think wore this? Could have been the Emperor himself, or the ancestors of the Emperor himself. Catalog it! As she excitedly rushes over, and puts it on a tray. And you can see she pulls out a piece of parchment and writes down a bunch of information and sets it next to it. That is what you see, Connor. And that's what the captain almost kind of rolls his eyes a little bit and shakes his head. Alright, that's them.
Can I kind of like hang on the captain's shoulder and sort of steer him so that his eye line doesn't meet my buddies and say, like, kind of like whisper in his ear, like, don't worry, not all eggheads as you put are quite like that.
Well, I suppose you at least deserve an introduction. What was your name again?
My name is Jahaina Elbakas.
Jennifer Lopez.
Jahaina. I suppose that would be pronounced Jahania.
He walks in and he's standing in the doorway for a moment, and the two dwarves, a man and a woman, do not pay any attention to him at all before he's like, before they turn their heads up and say, "What?" Seems that this fine lady was sent by the crown on an expedition of her own sorts. Seems like it checks out to me. She certainly doesn't have the bearings of one of the homeless vagrants, that's for sure. As he looks at your sort of rather fine clothing, says she's a bit of an archaeologist herself. I thought maybe you researchers might like to consort with her.
That's so good. Yes, my superiors heard what you were up to and sent me here. It didn't tell me much, so I'm afraid in this realm, I'm definitely your junior. But I'm happy to help.
A crown sent you to help us.
Yes, recently with the events going on, I'm sure you've heard around the world, the Empress has... Sorry, hang on, that's not right. She's not actually referred to as Empress, correct?
No, she is the Holy Emperor. It is a gender-neutral term.
The Holy Emperor has developed quite an interest in antiquities. And, well, given the events that transpired here so many years ago, she determined, in her wisdom, that it should be investigated. I am the first to arrive. My team should be here shortly.
The male
I
dwarf
promise we will not be getting in your way.
narrows his eyes, his large bulbous nose. Sort of, you can see a little bit of snot that is running down it, likely from the soot that's sort of been piled up in it. His sort of blue eyes squint at you, and he says, "That is excellent. We have petitioned the Queen, or we have petitioned the Holy Emperor so many times to finally aid us in our work. Oh, Jillian, this could be the very start of something really good."
I'm glad to be of assistance. Where can I start?
Well, introductions, of course. I didn't catch your name.
I am Jahenia Albakas.
Jahenia. I'm Gilliam, and this is my brother, or my sister Jillian, as the female dwarf sort of waves her hand excitedly. Both, like I said, they wear pith helmets, and they have, but not like glasses on, but they've got tons of lenses that can go over them for magnification. He says, "We are working on, currently within the grid square number D16. I understand you probably want to get something a little bit more exciting than working on the same square as us going up behind us. Why don't you pick something farther down, maybe in the G's? Or if you're feeling really crazy, you can even go to H."
Has anyone tackled the library yet? That's where my expertise falls.
Oh,
I'm sure there is one with this being a keep.
of course not. We're very deliberate in our searches. Go from grid to grid. We don't want to overlook anything.
I will defer to you if you feel we should take it slow and methodical. I'll of course do so. However, my expertise is in books and literature and that sort of thing. If perhaps my time were not used efficiently, this day could drag on much longer than perhaps the crown has time for.
Oh,
And if you're so in need of royal assistance, I would hate to waste your time.
well,
And
it's
by the way, because like I'm tall as fuck, I'm gonna like stand in front of in between the captain and the dwarf, and I'm kind of like gonna bow in between or towards the dwarfs, low enough that like I can actually position myself beneath.
well, if you're looking for a library or books, you're not gonna find much up here. We found a couple of burnt up covers, but everything's pretty well scorched, I'm afraid, if you were looking for... That being said, we have found some very interesting artifacts, intact pieces. We think some of them might be made from quite the rare and interesting hide.
Not dragon hide, is it?
We do think there is one that is made of dragon hide, but there are others as well. Perhaps human, even.
That is unusual.
Well, there were unusual times. It was many hundreds of years ago, after all. But that's part of the exciting thing, isn't it? The unusual is good. It's exciting.
Very.
We were planning on starting up top and then, hopefully, with the aid of the good guard captain, moving our way down into the lower levels. I hear there are some things down there that might be a little bit, well, dangerous to someone of our profession. We're not exactly fighters or anything like that. I've gotten into a scrap or two over, a dig, but certainly nothing too ridiculous, and I certainly wouldn't want anything happening to Jillian.
The rest of my team should be arriving shortly. I'm sure that I'll be more than capable of handling.
So, what, did the Crown send some guards with you as well?
Yes, I'm just I'm a little overzealous.
It does seem to be a wise course of action. After all, we're, as I said, not quite usually too absorbed in the job at hand to really worry about the thing going on around us. That is why we hire help, after all. Right, Captain?
Is it just the two of you then?
Oh, yes, yes.
Oh dear. Well, then I best get started, and I'll say my goodbyes to the captain again, steering his eye line to try to keep my friends out of sight, and I'll start heading off.
The captain says, so we can expect more of you.
Potentially, no offense, Captain, but your compatriots kept a very poor guard. They may be arriving any moment now. Perhaps you should go check.
That probably would be wise.
Tell me, are we actually able to hear this from wherever we are?
Probably not.
Okay.
He says, alright, I'll keep an eye out for him and direct him to you. How about that? I see him.
It would be two humans, an
Alakul.
a Thrycreen from Bias Kulmahar as myself, a halfling, and I don't know what Eckert is. A half-orc? Is he?
I'll tell him to keep an eye out for him. Just a motley assortment. I imagine they're not going to look like the standard fare that you see around here, so they'll probably stand out.
Most likely. I'm the academic of our group.
Very well. It's nice meeting you, my lady.
Charmed.
Jillian.
It's Gillian and Jillian?
It's Gilliam and Jillian. They're
Gilliam and Jillian.
Gilliam and Jillian. They are a dwarf brother and sister.
Are they twins? Please tell me they're not twins.
You're unsure.
Okay.
They do look very similar, but they have different colored hair. One has blonde hair, one has sort of reddish hair. But they are both wearing matching outfits.
Delightful.
He turns and he walks out the door, sort of shaking his head, saying, "Intellectuals." And he heads out. He'll try to see if, this is when he'll see if anybody's perception check is good enough to see anyone. He rolled real bad, so no. He just keeps his head down, shaking it, a little bit of an annoyed look on his face, as he heads back to the camp. To tell the other ones, the other guards, that they should not be too surprised if they see, you know, a group of other motley assortments, another assorted motley group of guards, to guard you. At that point, the rest of the group, you can see, the captain passes by you, sort of sighing to himself as he heads back to the camp.
Reed would ready a dart just in case.
He's going to. He, however, does not notice you. Rolled pretty bad on his perception check.
Reed just breathes a sigh and continues to walk towards the keep, I guess.
You can see that through the doorway there appears to be Connor's character is standing with two dwarves. The dwarves themselves they're like wearing matching clothing. They've got pith helmets on. They've got they've got like glasses that have all these focal lenses. They look like they'd be dressed like Steve Irwin, but wearing matching Steve Irwin helmets with pith helmets.
Steve Urkel?
It's like Steve Irwin and Steve Urkel. Steve
No,
Urkel
no, it's not.
with the glasses and the helmets.
I was imagining like Steve Irwin and then Nigel from the Wild Thornberries.
I mean, that's essentially what they are.
Come along, Marianne!
Gillian
Man.
and Jillian are extremely excited to show you their various findings. However, the various findings that they have found are, to a layman, are not very impressive. Burnt up book covers, a couple of coins, a half-melted brass button, stuff that is not going to get anybody excited unless they are truly an archaeologist.
I am not.
Which you are not. So it doesn't really mean that much to you, but they sort of are happy to jabber on and talk about them. As they suggest, if you're looking for books, you probably don't want to look above ground. Everything above ground was scorched. And suggest it's probably not wise to go down below ground without some aid, because there are dangerous things down there. That's where even the homeless couldn't even, or even the vagrants never could even get to. That's where the good stuff would be, but they are archaeologists. They want to take it slow and steady and make their way from the top to the bottom if they can.
Max, you were saying something?
I said, okay, good. Now we know where to go, which direction to go. I was wondering about that.
Yep. If I see Reed, I would approach him and I would apologize. I'm saying, I'm sorry. I'm not too good with the sneaking about kind of thing.
Reed will just nod in acknowledgement, but feel a little wary.
Oh, I'm gonna hang back. I'm not gonna be with the group. Like as they're approaching Connor and all that, I'm kind of stealthing off.
And then I will touch Joseph Smoke on the back, and I will give him the blessing of the trickster and give him advantage on stealth checks.
Ooh, a little dosey-do.
Are these your people?
Yes, apparently they were feeling a little overzealous as well. Where did you mention we might find some books?
Oh, well, if you're wanting to find anything intact, you're not going to want to look above ground. Everything got scorched up here. Below ground, things are a little bit more intact from what I've ever heard. I don't think anyone's gone below the prison level basement, but there's mostly just cobwebs, a bit of ash down there. I really want to get to that prison level though. That's where Hans von Richter melted a freaking cage and got out. I want to see if there's anything left from it.
I'm sure I will leave that to you. And I'll indicate and I'll say some fake names. I'll say, look, let's get going.
Alrighty.
Can I see in the dark? Do I have dark vision?
That dork vision.
Dork vision. Dork vision I absolutely have.
I see 6 of them right now.
Can't recall. Where's racial traits?
Are you looking under D&D Beyond or on your?
I'm looking at the pop-out sheet for Fort Foundry. I could have sworn it was under features. Passive ability. I thought Ganassi had dark vision.
They don't?
I thought they did.
I think vision is under senses, I believe, on the left.
Oh, good call.
That bitch vision.
She has an eye for bitches.
Gonna get them bitches.
Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, that's cool.
Love-
Blind
love
sight, dark vision, tremor sense, true sight. Okay, cool.
She's gonna cuddle with those bitches. It's gonna be like, hey girl, you ever had a stony clit rubbed against you?
But yeah, so it's just
It's like a little,
underneath-
It's like a little pebble.
Yeah, I guess they don't have dark vision. Huh.
Yeah, it'd be under your.
Oh,
features
the
and
fire
traits.
Ganassi had dark vision. My other rogue is a fire Ganassi. So
If
that's why.
fire Ganassi's need dark vision, they can just make their own light.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
that's probably why they get
Let's
dark
be
vision.
perfectly honest, the Ganassi are not well realized.
You have none senses, so you can't see anything.
Hell yeah.
Alright. It is going to be dark down there.
I will indicate to my betters to lead the way.
Who would you have carrying a torch, likely?
That's you guys.
Or a light of some kind, whether that be a light spell or a torch.
Me carry torch, Colin. Me
Okay.
lead way.
Otherwise,
I no carry torch. I lead way.
whoever doesn't have dark vision is probably going to have a bad time if there's not a light down.
I will,
I was about to say, I have the light cantrip just from being an ASMR. I can just.
Dude,
Yes,
Light.
but yes. What do you cast it on?
light my totem up.
We're in a old busted up castle, right?
Going into the basements of an old busted up castle. Yes.
There's probably a rock or a loose stone.
I mean, you can cast it on anything. I just need to know who's carrying it.
yeah, so like cast it on somebody's backpack or something.
Light my totem up. It's a big
That's
light.
not bad. That's what we'll do. We'll light the totem up.
Yeah.
Okay, so it will be a light that is centered.
God-fearing totem.
What's the radius of light?
Let me look.
20-foot radius and 20-foot bright. 40 feet. It could be
Do I not actually have that?
It could be.
Hold on. No, I do.
It can be colored whatever color you want it to be.
It's just gonna be regular old white light.
I heard that, Nick.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Jim Carrey reportedly in talks to be the villain of Deadpool 3.
Gross.
I want to see him do it.
100% could not.
He
care less.
reprises his role as fucking Dr. Eggman. Just in Deadpool.
We're gonna get Jim Carrey's Doc
Oh
Ock.
Jesus!
Too dark.
I'm so
Look at that
bright.
light.
Too bright.
Holy God!
Too bright.
Back hard. Back hard.
Sorry, he
Supernova.
cast
Yes.
Sun.
Flashbang through the door.
Too bright.
Does anybody have bright vision?
Yeah, right.
Well, I need you to stop moving the token
Sorry.
so I can actually like try to select it.
Oh fuck. Oh, there I am. I found me. You cast the light spell, and for some reason it lights my totem on fire, and I just burn to death in front of her. Fucking super David.
Tommy is the sun.
I saw the sun.
Color intensity. It is a much better light.
Cool. Oh yeah, that's super better.
There we go. I definitely had to turn that white color intensity down. Start.
Alakul's leading the way there.
I'm just moving everybody to the next map.
Oh, I'm just asking.
I mean, I normally have been just because I don't need light and I can.
Yeah.
A little
I don't
scout
need light
flag.
either, but I think it's cool.
That's true.
There we go.
Flawless logic.
Whoops.
You go backwards, you're going to go back to the courtyard.
Yep. Yes, I did.
Oops. It's spooky.
I was like, oh, why did I move up the stairs? I didn't move back on the stairs.
Now you have to move out and back in. Same square.
Don't like that.
That's a friend.
I'm just looking at watching him look for this. It's this square.
It's on the gravel path. Oh, it's that one.
Yes, it's the square right at the edge of the map. All right.
Sneaky.
Feel free to arrange yourselves however you want to. Just don't step on these top two squares. Those are the ones that teleport you back.
Follow the leader. He did it. He did what he wasn't supposed to do.
You did it.
I'm sorry. I thought it was the
All
other.
right.
Literally the only thing.
Fuck you.
Now let's see if he can find his way back.
If he steps on the wrong tile, his character gets deleted.
Good. There's another tile that kills Connor in his chair as he
Then
sits.
we will have a pugilist.
No, Connor dies. Not his character. Connor is
shit.
dead.
Oh fuck, he's getting dot hacked. Fuck
I'm
man.
just watching him move his token around.
There's only so many squares to try.
It's the squares, the last two squares on the map down here.
I clicked those.
All right. That's the wrong button. All right. If this is the way the group is arrayed, you descend down the steps, finding yourself passing to a down pretty moderate flight of steps, lower and lower. The darkness sort of enveloping you as the light that is cast on Totem sort of drives it away. The stairs end at the roughly the same level you came out of earlier. Previously, the prison level, technically. Easy way down. You do know that there is an entrance to the Underdark itself down here, one that passes through and goes to Old Farthing's basement. But that's not too important. A lot of this you didn't exactly, I say, like, searched it with a fine-tooth comb, but you did go through it previously and make your way through this level. but it's been many months since you came through here, and I would like everyone to make a perception check.
Hell yeah!
Great.
Hell yeah, dude. We're doing it.
Look at all those ones.
All right, I gotta try it.
Christ.
That's a lot of not very particularly great perception checks.
My totem is blinding me. I can't see shit, Captain.
This is what happens when you bring in the sun.
Sort of stand at the bottom of the stairs, sort of listening to silence, searching the darkness around you. You can see it's a, it's a long hallway that has jail cells on it. To the south, there is it was like a soldier's barracks, that type of deal. But let's see, Alec Cool and Zara, as you're sort of slowly walking down, making your way forward, you can see the blackness itself is not still. It actually seems to roil and move. As
Fantastic.
all of a sudden, it's what almost these sort of blackened, sort of, you just catch the glint of light on shining carapaces, as all of a sudden you are able to just make out swarms of these strange prismatic looking beetles that are descending upon you. I'll go ahead and add you to a combat initiative, because they are attacking.
Man, all these ones today.
So it doesn't do advantage for me, Colin. How do I? Is there a way to reroll initiative, or do you have to do that?
No.
It did advantage.
It didn't do it for me.
I see 2d20 keep
20.
items.
Did it? Okay, sorry.
Yeah, you have to actually click on it to see the two rolls.
Yeah,
But
my
it's a
chat
2d20.
my chat was super lagging behind too. I'm good.
Okay.
Never mind.
Okay. Unfortunately, it is only Alec Cool that is able to initially see this swarm that descends upon you, sort of disappearing through the darkness, and Klaus can see it as. Oh wait, no, that's not your perception check. Stealth check. And Zara are the only ones that can see it. So they are not surprised. Some fancy combat music. Everyone is here. Sure, why not? Alright. It would, first turn around, it would go to Klaus. However, Klaus, you are surprised, because it was only Zara and Alec Cool that saw them descending.
Alright. Actually, I'm gonna go pee real quick. All my.
Alright. Mr. Eckhart, also surprised. Then it goes to the Scarab Swarms, the Manabane Scarabs. As they descend down, they are crawling all along the sort of, they're crawling along the ceiling, as they're going to crawl down the wall right here and over here. And they are going to make an attack roll against. Make an attack roll against Eckhart.
Oh no! I don't like it.
They don't have a great to hit, but if they do hit, boy,
Oh yeah,
we had 20 versus armor class.
that'll do.
You take 22 points of damage.
Hurt more than expected.
Ooh, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Christ. Dun, 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 dun. Give me 1 second. So I have. Does Danger Sense work for this, Colin?
It is a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
So it works on a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, I was just making sure. Saving throw advantage. Not very good. A 10.
Unfortunately, that is not great.
Yeah.
You've got.
That's-
All right, I need to roll a d6 for me.
Hell yeah. I'm excited. A 1.
As it swarms you, all of a sudden you feel a chill that washes over you. You're not taking cold damage, but you realize this swarm is inhibiting the magic of your cloak. While this swarm is attacking you, your cloak is no longer magical.
That's fucking awful.
That is it for that swarm. This one's going to climb down the walls. It's going to rush into the midst of this one. It's going to make an attack against... it's kind of random, so we'll see. Joseph Smoke. Probably the best, considering its armor. Probably the best it could... Probably for the best.
Alright.
It's only a 16.
That will not hit.
Is this going to try to swarm into you? This one is going to have to... unfortunately, he's got to crawl down the wall, so he's not going to have enough movement, but he's going to also rush towards this group. It'll go to Zara. You actually saw them coming, so you're not surprised.
Okay.
These strange scarab swarms, they don't have this black... You've seen scarabs coming from Beaz Kumlahar. These are not quite the same. Instead of the blackened scales that are slightly iridescent, they almost seem to flash prismatic colors every now and then.
And what's the lighting situation?
Completely black except for the light coming from Eckhart's totem, essentially.
Is the light surrounding Eckhart's totem dim light or?
Within 20 feet it's dim light. 40
Okay.
feet it's bright light. Within 20 feet it's bright light, 40 feet it's dim light.
Then I will take my Janbaya. And I will attack. Oh, is it not fixed yet? God damn
You know, all I see is that you hit the... I didn't see that you rolled the attack.
it. No, but it's not doing both anymore. 24 to hit.
And now you can click the damage button.
Oh, so it kind of works. Okay. Now if I'm flanking, do I get sneak attack?
Technically, yes.
Okay. The sneak attack is 2d6.
And House and Eckhart technically not surprised anymore since their turns have already gone.
I think I did that right. 11.
Okay, 11 points of damage. Nice, nice. Alright, you begin picking off It's not like you can like stab into the guts of the swarm, but you're able to pick off scarabs, lashing out, sending little bits and pieces of carapaces flying. As it has pretty significantly decreased the scarab swarm in size.
The Janbaya is a slashing dagger, correct?
It is, yes.
That is. Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
Continuing going down, go to
I get a beer.
who's in the surprise condition on Reed, and Joseph Smoke, and Alec Cool, who is not surprised, so he gets to go.
I get to go. Boy, it'd be nice if there wasn't dog ass in front of my face. I mean, I guess I will just attack with Mashotol.
That'll show to him. See what I did there?
Do it to that one. Oh, and I should get my my sneak attack because I'm within fucking range of an ally. Where is my sneak attack? Features. No. Another 7.
Your blade whips out, slicing into them, sending the skewered corpses flying as the swarm decreases in size, but still remains a formidable and somewhat dangerous opponent. It goes to Klaus.
Alright. Move right here. I'm going to use my smoky bonus psychic dagger. Where are you? $16.
16. That will indeed hit the relatively poorly armored bugs.
Plus sneak attack. Alright, that is 12 points damage on this one.
Nice.
And I'm going to use my action to cast Firebolt on him. $14.
Which one were you casting it on? The spell lances out and it slams. And as it approaches the swarm, you saw as flashing prismatic colors. It raises their wings and it flashes red, and the spell completely dissipates upon them and has no effect.
Oh, this is familiar.
You can roll a intelligence check.
Yeah. I will do
Or an
that.
Arcana check. That'll work.
Arcana.
I suppose Eckhart could as well.
Ooh, that's a damn.
Since he's also technically suffering effects.
Duh. Yeah, duh.
Seems like these bugs have some sort of special control over magic. Various magical resistances and things like that. It goes from Klaus to Eckhart.
Okay. I'm a rage as bonus action. Yeah, rage. Cool. And I'm gonna fucking smack. I'm gonna go right here and smack their ass with the totem. I guess do advantage because I have flanking. Or does that work with a swarm?
Technically, yeah.
Okay, 17 to hit.
That will hit.
That's not super great. Damage. Normal. Let's add my rage. God damn, my rolls are so bad. I don't think it added my rage damage. Yep, so that's 9 with rage damage. And then I'll take second attack. 21. And then damage. 9, 10, 11, 12 for the second.
Pounding into this, however, the swarm is still standing and swarming, but it looks like it's been diminished to less than half of its original size.
Great. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got.
Right. Nice. Okay. Afterwards, it goes to the scarab swarms. This time, this scarab swarm in the middle, since they're sort of randomly determining who they're going to attack, or targets is going to be... It's going to be Klaus. Only going to be an 8. Not a good roll. They're swarming all around you, but you're easily able to sort of dodge away. This one right here is going to attack... 6 Alec Cool. It's only going to be a 9.
No, sir.
This one is going to attack Reed. It'll be a,
If on.
Yeah.
What was it?
it'll be a crit, technically.
Oh, fuck. Every time.
That is a,
Oh, wait, what do you mean, technically?
well, it is a crit. It is a crit.
I'm gonna say, like,
There's no technically,
What?
it's a crit. You would take 24 points of piercing damage. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
so 24 will put me at 49. And a dexterity saving throw.
Yes.
14. Wait, do I get... Is it I get advantage on them anyway? Sorry, 1 second. No, that's only for, like, evasion. Okay, so, no, 14.
Oh. Okay, let me roll fast. Six. Ooh, okay. Your Ghost Chain Dart is currently unenchanted. As the Scarab Swarm managed to suck the magic out of it.
Well then, we've got a problem. I'm gonna kill all these scarabs.
Probably a
I'm gonna
wise
start fucking
idea.
stomping on them.
It goes to Azara.
Who's not here?
It goes to Reed. They just swarmed all over you and did a whole bunch of damage. 24 points of piercing damage is nothing to sneeze at. And also the disenchanting of your Ghost Chain Tart can't stand. As long as they live, that Ghost Chain
So I'm
Tart
gonna
will not.
slip on over here, then I'm gonna kunai with chain. So that'll be 23.
Yes.
This one takes 11. Then we got the punch.
Oh wow.
29. It'll take another 8.
Minus another 8. It is now decreased to less than half its original size.
Alright, then we're gonna flurry of blows. So that's going to be one key point. Versus 21 for 10 damage.
Right. It's 10.
And a 27 for 9.
Go right. Okay. 9 more damage. Yes, the relatively unarmored bugs are easily prey to you, as they are still standing, but they've been significantly diminished. The swarm less than a quarter of its original size after having been smashed and chopped by fists and swords.
So Reed's just, stepping. But alright, unfortunately that's my bonus action, my action. So that'll be the end of my turn.
It goes to Joseph Smoke. This Scarab Swarm in front of you right here is pretty fucked up. This one's fine.
Gay silence.
Mr. Smoke,
Alright, it goes to Alec Cool.
your presence is requested in the fight.
Joseph Smoke takes the dodge action.
Hell yeah.
So you said that one wasn't hurt?
This one is
That one's not
fine.
hurt.
This one's fucked up real bad.
I'm just gonna finish this one off. Attack it.
Sorry about that. Had to open up a case of beer.
These scarabs are sucking the magic out of the magical items on people. And also, they're immune to magic.
It takes 20
Shit.
damage.
Right. That is enough.
Did we skip me because I was gone making a drink? There was 2 turns.
You sure
There's
were.
no way.
We sure did.
It's alright, we skipped Connor too.
I had to
Oh,
get
that's why I got skipped then, because Connor got skipped. Okay.
Now,
I thought Connor was before me. I was like, man, I got time.
now, Connor, go.
I'm gonna. So just to confirm, sorry, new rogue who dis. I'm still flanking, so I still have advantage, so I still sneak attack, right?
You would have it anyways, even if you weren't flanking, because there's another ally within base combat.
Because you have them surrounded, or whatever, yeah.
You don't even have to be. You don't have to have advantage even to get the sneak attack. You just have to have an ally that is currently in contact with it, unless you are a swashbuckler, in which you can do it as long as there is no other enemies in contact with you. Out of one, basically it's one-on-one. I don't think you're a swashbuckler. I don't believe so.
I'm not.
I am. Is it?
I'm inquisitive.
But you do have sneak attack on it, and it is currently flanked.
Can I? Is there a thing on the sheet that I can just do for sneak attack?
Hello,
Yeah.
dog.
Under the little tabs under inventory, there's sneak attack for me.
Is it gonna do my weapon as well, or do I have to do that separate?
Separate.
Okay. So let's see if I hit it again. Or I guess I have advantage, but 18?
18 hits.
Not bad.
So 4 for the dagger. And 6, so 10. The Jimbaya.
That's one way to pronounce it.
I have no idea how to pronounce it. Jimbia?
Jambia.
It's a Jambia.
Jambia?
That's how I heard Danny Trejo pronounce it when he was on Man at Arms.
Alright, once again, this swarm is about a quarter of its original size, as many of them have been pierced and slashed, and there's just various carapaces of bodies that have been cast aside. And now it'll go to Joseph Smoke, unless you want to move or something like that.
Nah, I'm right where I need to be. I'm gonna whack these guys right in front of me. I'm gonna get that one. You know, I got 2 attacks. I'll do 1 on each. 1 on each. First attack, the one that I just pinged. Von Richten's bindings hitting with a 17 on some bugs.
Does manage to hit.
That is 11 bludgeoning damage. I don't know if bludgeoning does anything special to these guys.
Does not, although would you be surprised to know that bugs don't have great armor class?
Depends on how big the bug is. Alright.
I was gonna say, I've met some bugs in real life that have had fucking top tier armor class.
Roaches. Alright, that's 11 bludgeoning, 4 cold, if that matters.
Interestingly enough, they do not seem to affected by the cold damage at all.
God damn it. All right. All right, second attack on the one down here.
Actually, when you hit them, their carapaces flash blue. And the cold
Son of a
damage is
bitch.
just absorbed into them.
That's a 22 to hit the other bugs. That's 13 bludgeoning damage. That's max damage on the bludgeoning.
Damn.
And then 2 cold damage.
But once again, cold damage is absorbed into them.
These motherfuckers.
And that second one was against this bottom one, right?
Yes.
Pretty good damage. That one, this swarm is not doing so. That swarm's not doing so great. It's also just faltering and about to fall as it's shrunk down to well less than a quarter of its size. As it goes to the actual, returning to the actual order, it goes to Klaus.
Okie dokie. Bonus action. One of these days I'm gonna remember where it is. 12 with advantage. Is that it?
Unfortunately, it does not. They are able to skitter out the way of your blades. Their forms so significantly diminished that it just doesn't make it.
There we go.
That's
27 with the action.
significantly better.
Yes. Should sneak attack? That is 22 damage.
With surprising deftness, your blades dart into the swarm, picking off bug after bug until there's no more than a couple bugs remaining, and they skitter away, burrowing into the ground as this swarm is leaving just the final remaining scarabs, Mana Bane Scarab Swarm. That being said, it's actually looking pretty healthy for the most part. Would you like to move?
I'll move right there.
Alright. Show this swarm the old 1-2.
Razzmatazz.
This goes to Eckhart.
Ah,
Don't move up.
25,
I will
30,
take you
35.
away.
Don't move up, I will take you away.
It will take you
Scary.
back to the courtyard. And then I will watch as you flail to find the correct square to come back.
Yeah. So
Line
is this,
said right before disaster.
since this isn't flanking, is this not advantage? Or
It's
is he
surrounded.
Okay. Just making sure.
You've got 3 bases to the 1.
I natural 20.
Gonna want that crit?
Of course. Okay, so this is gonna be. So I get savage attacks. I roll the damage die again. So critical hit. So it's 18, and then a D8, which is another 2. So 23 with the rage damage, I believe.
Alright. Pretty strong, pretty significant amount of damage that has been chunked out of it.
All right, second attack. 23. Normal. Oh, that's real good. 16 points.
Alright. Now the swarm is getting diminished. Despite the fact that it was mostly healthy, it has now been significantly diminished in size, down to about a quarter of its original size.
That's my turn.
Alright.
Got a half orc using a fucking log as a newspaper.
Yo,
Excuse
y'all
me?
remember? Yeah, wait, what? Hold on. A half orc using a pardon?
A log like a newspaper, swatting at the bugs.
Basically.
Oh,
Except it's
okay.
a massive,
Okay,
massive
yeah,
newspaper.
I wasn't quite sure what you said there for a
It's
second.
going to
Beeves.
make an
I'm-
attack
I wasn't
against-
aware.
Alright, new rule, don't call him Beeves.
It's going to make...
There'll be
Calm down.
Don't like that.
The Mana Bane is going to make an attack roll against Eckhart. It's going to be a 19 versus armor class, so not a great roll.
You know, I've got spell slots going. I'll shield it.
Probably good, not necessarily a bad idea. They do a pretty decent amount of damage.
Yep, I'll use my
Alright.
tattoo led by Arb to block it.
You can see
I want to keep beeves.
you've got
I
you
that.
heft the totem over your shoulder and you lift your arm up and it glows faintly as the tattoo bursts into radiance and you cast shield on yourself. That is actually it is going to use its burrow movement speed.
Shit.
It can only burrow 5 feet, so it burrows right there.
Don't like that.
As it goes to Zara.
Oh dear. I mean, you gents clearly have this well in hand. I'm gonna go look over here.
I'm gonna go two spaces up, and get taken away.
Can I peer into this area? Is this 2 separate rooms?
It is 2 separate rooms indeed. They're jail cells.
Oh, is this is prison? Okay.
Yes.
Do I see anything?
In that cell is actually the one that has literally absolutely nothing in it. So you don't see anything.
Bitchin'. Is that my action or?
Can we make that a drinking game? Is whenever we find a room that has nothing in it, we just take a shot?
You can roll. I'll let you take a perception check. I'll let you get the entirety of the general area, not just that cell.
$25.
The looking within the cell, you don't see anything. But that being said, you can see there is whatever the iron bars are long since rusted through. It doesn't look like it'd be hard to break into them or even unlock them, as the locks are incredibly simple. You do see, however, there is it looks like there is little hunks of melted slabs of iron or steel down here. It looks like a door was melted, or at least there's pieces of a melted door. Likely not enough for the entire door, but you can see faint remnants of it.
Okay.
It's not like a huge chunk, but you can see little maybe nodules that are about the size of maybe an acorn or an egg.
On the other side of the door or on the door?
No, it's literally this door right here. There is no door technically in this area. It has been melted away.
Can I mean, I guess that's my action, but can I try and push it open?
I mean, the door in front of you?
Yeah.
That is going to require an action. And you'll have to basically yank it open. It's not unlocked, but it does look like it could be unlocked with a thieves' tool checks or broken down with an athletics check.
Okay. Alright, that's me.
It goes to Reed. This swarm in front of you is pretty fucked up. Not a lot left to it.
Punch it! Well, first we'll go down here, and then we'll punch it. It's an 18.
Yes.
It takes 9 damage.
Alright. Keep knocking this bad boy out.
Y'all think I should just change
correct.
Joseph Smoke's voice from Kratos to Nick Cage so that he really is
So-
Ghost Rider?
No.
Total is
Only
12 damage.
Alright, that is enough to finish this final swarm off, as that is ending the combat. As it gets crushed beneath the blows of Reed, and all the magic returns back to your magical items. You're
Bastard.
left in the silence.
Just swatting flies.
Sweet. I'm gonna start sifting through these carapaces to find some that are mostly intact.
You.
Cloud dead things.
You can make a
Yo, scale mail made out of that shit would actually be kind of cool.
you
I'm
can
not
make
gonna
a
lie.
nature check to try to harvest.
Gross. I'm gonna try and
I will assist because I think that's cool. Smoke not only think that's cool, it's a good idea. I will assist.
We're now outside of initiative, so people can.
Oh.
So is that with advantage?
Yes.
Yes.
says a 15.
This amount
Reed
you've
will be
beaten them up
staying close.
has not left a lot for you, but you get a couple, maybe 4 or 5 of them that are pretty well intact. Alright, moving to the south, you can see there is what appears to be a guard barracks. Long since deserted, obviously. You can see there are racks that had old weapons and armor on the sort of walls there. Most of it is rusted and no good. The sheets themselves, while preserved from the elements, are have holes, and they've been eaten by bugs and things like that. The map on the table depicts not the Stahlreich Empire, but the Kingdom of Eisenfeld. It's an ancient map, probably worth a fair amount of money, but it is fragile. It would have to be carefully preserved and carefully picked up.
Can I try and pick it up and put it in a tube for one of my other maps instead?
You can. It is going to be a surprisingly enough, it's actually if you have proficiency with either navigator's tools or actually cartographer's tools, it's a dexterity cartographer's tools check. Otherwise, it's just a dexterity check.
I never had the tool proficiencies added to me, so I don't know if I actually gained them yet or not.
Oh, I believe on latitudes and degrees, it gives you will give you navigator's tools checks, right? Proficiency. That being said, it's not and cartographers, so you could, with that book, you can.
So yeah, I had been working on that. I just didn't. It hasn't been added to my sheet, basically.
If you want to,
can.
you can. I don't know if I added it to your sheet. I know I made it.
So I roll a dexterity plus proficiency.
Yes, and you can add it to your sheet. It's actually, as like I said, it is an item that is made.
Wow, got a 10.
Unfortunately, as you do try to pull it away, but it is a brittle and ancient parchment, and it just kind of crumbles in your hands, despite your best efforts.
God damn it.
I mean, it happens. Not every roll goes perfectly.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I'm still kind of mad.
Double. Add. Alright. Unfortunately, no. You're unable to salvage that map. It does fall apart in hands. Alright, it's added of latitudes and degrees to you. And you do have cartographer's efficiency now.
Cool.
Sorry, it would have helped that I have bug juice on my hands.
Fortunately, map falls apart. You do see that there are, just within this room, there are a couple of chests that are at the base of the beds. Some of the chests are rotted away, and you see that within is old, moldered clothing, or the remnants of them, little more than rags. However, if you want to search them, you can search them.
Yes.
I did kind of want to check out the cells.
You can you can go up there and those while they're looking.
I can't fucking see. No, I can't.
You can you have torches. Would you like to light a torch on yourself?
I will light a torch.
Okay, let me token. Give you.
He's literally carrying an armful of torches. I
I
can't
can't
see!
see.
Somebody
If-
help
if,
me!
If you want to see, all you have to do is say, "I light a torch."
I forgot that that's the thing that we can do. Also, I don't even know if I don't know. I do have torches. Ooh, whoa! Oh god! Now I'm the sun.
I forgot to.
Oh god!
Here comes the sun.
I'm on fire.
What? Oh wait, that's the right. I don't like that they have the fucking bright above the fucking.
Why is it so
Dim.
bright?
I hate that it's the way they kind of do it that way. It's
Guys,
15.
I'm very curious.
I need to.
It's like
I
staring
thought
in
you
the
were
eyes
an
of
Earth
God.
Ganassi, not a fire one.
Apparently, I'm a fucking
There you
holy
go.
Ganach. There we go. Okay.
Have to and turn down the color intensity.
I do not have thieves' tools, so and I'm also not strong. So
I am strong and I have thieves' tools.
I, as a woman, will not elect this person to do this for me.
You seduce the door for it to open.
I come over here and I mansplain how to use thieves' tools.
I ignore him.
I say, this is a lockpick.
The door comes out.
You sing
It's
it.
bisexual.
You sing to her. This is a lockpick, like a song from The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Alrighty.
Just looking.
What do I roll for thieves' tools?
Fucking Max can't follow that
So
up.
it'll be a dexterity thieves tool checks, but just looking in this cell, you don't see anything worth looking at more.
I'm already committed to the bit.
You can't lose face now. Roll a dexterity thieves tool checks.
That's a 7.
I leave.
Boy.
Does it open?
It does
What's in
not.
here?
It
That's
does
okay.
not?
With a 7.
Alright.
You rolled a 7.
You rolled a
Hidden
7.
cloud,
I roll a 25 to break it.
mechanical disappointment.
That's you get angry, and whenever you fail to impress the
No,
beautiful
I
Ganassi,
knew I wasn't impressing her.
you
I was
just
just like,
beat-
fuck this.
you just
Bam.
You just fucking beat the door down in a fit of anger. As okay, but that does work as it is. You're able to beat the door.
Joseph deals with his inadequacies.
Would you be surprised?
Regis sighs and goes, the
Would you be
archaeologists
surprised to know
aren't
that
gonna like
the room that I described is having nothing in it? Whenever you search it, it has nothing in it.
I wanted to check. Is
This
there
guy has a
anything-
dude in it. There's a
Look
body
for
in
a
here.
secret door.
This one
Does
is
this body have anything?
well, hold on. Let me do one thing at a time.
Okay, yeah, do
This
your
one is far more interesting, Connor. You don't see
Okay.
anything within, but there is this slag right there. Where it looks like the door itself. There's melted pieces of steel on the ground. Little ingots. Most of them about this. Maybe a half dozen that are about the shape and size of like an acorn to an egg.
I picked that shit up.
Right.
I will caution Joseph to remember that everyone that's not in this room thinks we are archaeologists.
Yeah, taking samples.
By the way,
meant
Mom says
breaking
hi.
down doors.
Oh.
Tact.
Well, I tried that first. It didn't work. Look. The door's open, alright? It's not holding anybody now.
Are we in some kind of hurry to find this manual of yours?
I suppose not really, but yes. I would still like to get it done quickly. I don't want to be down here any longer than I have to.
All right.
Is a fair point.
Meanwhile, the next one over that has this body in front of it, it looks like perhaps some sort of prisoner locked and lost in this cage during the fire.
He was like, holy shit, how do I melt the bars like that? That guy was just a normal dude.
Well,
And then he
Meanwhile,
tried it.
in
and
the
that's how
cell that he
died.
wants you to pay attention to,
unfortunately, It looks like he probably died scratching at the doorway trying to get out. Likely left there during the Great Siege. It seems, like I said, there wasn't enough slag here to comprise like an entire metal door by any means, but there were little bits and pieces of it. Like I said, he didn't break out and then immediately go on a siege. He broke out and then he helped lead a war effort that burned it down essentially a couple months later. So there's not the whole door there, there's little bits and pieces of it left.
There's more hallway. Oh, there's a body too, you said.
Yes, it looks like this body, just from what you can tell, looks like this poor soul got stuck in a cell during this Great Siege and was never freed. As the world burned down above him, what happens?
That's a poor way to go out.
It's a shitty way to go out, likely starved or...
Reed is
or
here, right?
Likely died of thirst. I mean, he's here.
No, I'm totally not here.
He's in a room nearby.
I just call I just go Reed as I try to lockpick this one as well.
Right. Let's see if you break a lockpick on this one. If you fail,
That's a 13.
If you fail, your lockpick is going to break.
That's a 13, Colin.
Ah, yes. This time you do manage to. It's not a particularly hard lock. You do manage to pick that one.
Hell yeah.
As it opens, open it. Meanwhile, while you're inspecting that cell, you see there's another body, but this one has a book next to it. That sits open. It's covered in. It's dusty and old. You can barely make out the writing on it. It looks like he's curled up in the corner, obviously long since dead.
Huh.
If you want to discuss what you want to do with the body to read, you can. I'm going to go pee and check on this.
But I say that's I was calling to Reed for you.
Anyway, well, hearing my name, Reed will sigh and begin walking up the other way towards the sound.
When you get here,
I will try and open this door.
And he will inform you that he is not your servant. You do not need to shout like that.
you do serve the dead, as I gesture to said dead man.
Well, I can't see inside that, so I'll have to take your word for it.
Oh wait, that's right. You're a dumb halfling with dumb halfling eyes.
That's racist.
He doesn't have dark vision, he has short vision.
That's right.
Crotch
Fuck.
vision.
Wait, no. Oh, that's right. You
It's
weren't here with the torch.
short-sighted.
All right, I light another torch. I don't know. Well, I help you with the body, and we do a thing with it. It deserves a burial.
I will not get out. I'm staying right here and eating my ice cream.
I want ice cream.
WandaVision cave, Fall Bettany's
Or,
vision.
I guess technically this is frozen yogurt. It's fuzzy peach.
There's something
that's
incredibly
froyo.
human about taking something good and ruining it just a little bit so you could have more. Dude, I want some fish sticks.
You like your fish sticks, pig and black?
Hell yeah, I do. Only the biggest, blackest fish sticks.
That kid is gonna be a gay fish because he loves fish sticks.
There it is. Damn it! I was gonna...
Alright,
Rick, it is only now that I realize how useless a fucking stand-up comedian that can tell the future would be.
You called for Reed. What did you call? Why did you call?
I've come over. He wants to do.
So we
he
can
wants
do
me
the
to
body.
put the body to rest, but I can't fucking see it.
And I was gonna wait for you to come back to say I light another torch for Reed.
Alright. Are you gonna carry a torch, or is Reed gonna carry the torch?
Reed is gonna carry the torch.
Always good to
I'm giving one of my torches to Reed because he cannot see.
always good to have some torches on you, you know?
Yeah.
like someone without dark vision?
You have a torch on you.
There you go, Reed. Now we can see.
There is indeed a poor soul who likely died of a really, really unfortunate death. Locked in a cage as the tower above him burned, forgotten the great tumult.
Any identifying marks for any
You can roll a
particular
medicine,
like
you can roll a
religion or
medicine
anything?
check. You don't see any holy symbols, but you can roll a medicine check to kind of determine at least what race he was.
Smoke does assist with that because he is helping Reed with the body.
That'll be a 17.
Pretty clearly human. Considering the time period, would have been and his actual, and the fact that he's in jail, likely one of the members of Old Humans of Eisenfeld. They worshipped old gods, often the elements, not necessarily Kelemvor. Either that, or they worshipped, the sort of, crying sun, Lothmater. That was one that they were also often prone to worshipping. Their burial rituals have not actually changed that much over the years for humans. They prefer to be interred and buried. But it's generally, it would be a prayer to Lothmater, the crying sun.
Really quick question. Is this like a dead, rotting body, or is this
No,
just a skeleton?
it's skeleton. It's long since rotted.
I'd like to gather it up and put it into my backpack for now.
Best place to inter backpack.
Yeah.
Actually,
It deserves
he might like to
a
go
burial. What?
He might like to go on an adventure, actually.
He deserves a burial in the ground beneath the sun.
Yo, can we keep him?
Oh,
That seems pretty
No,
unnecessary.
out of character, can we keep him? Smoke would not.
still
Max would.
no.
I think Reed has control over that, considering he's got the body.
We can talk to him like Wilson.
You could cast Speak with Dead on him if you've got it.
No, it's just like Wilson. Wilson doesn't talk back.
I do have Speak with Dead. I think. I believe I do.
I don't know how I did this. I was able to somehow get myself into this room, but I can't get myself out.
I can Speak with Dead. Do we want to cast it on that guy or this guy with the book?
That being
Oh,
said,
I didn't think we could pass it. We could look at the book.
this door, once again, it's a prison cell, so it's locked. But it's rusted. It's pretty easy to lock, pretty easy to yank down. It's just a simple check. But if you fail the Thieves' Tool check, it breaks your Thieves' Tools now. So you already failed one.
I don't have these tools, but I am proficient. Hand them over, and I shall
Oh.
perform it.
Okay, that's fine. I hand over my thieves' tools.
I will also advise that while I can speak with the dead, they are usually not as forthcoming as you would like.
If you fail,
I mean, I
it
did- I
still,
thought we
it
were gonna
still
look at the
breaks
book.
the
I didn't have any
tools.
place to
If you do fail, it still breaks the tools, because it's already had one failure on it, those tools.
Yeah, but I'm proficient with them, so.
Yeah.
So
am
what
I.
I do is it just Oh, you're proficient with them too?
But I don't have any dexterity.
Blue, like half this party is rogue. Or rogue
Fucking
adjacent.
rogues.
It's a pretty easy lock
I'm a
to pick. though.
paladin.
So what is it? Do I just do I
It's
just do like a dexterity check, right?
Dexterity with proficiency, because you're proficient with thieves' tools. Are you fucking kidding me? Did you just roll an 8?
That's an 8 and a 10.
I mean, he doesn't have advantage, so...
Oh, yeah. So we rolled an 8. Is that plus 5?
It's +4 from my with my proficiency.
About
So
to
it's
just
12.
So you rolled bro, you broke my tool.
So what was
Now
the,
Smoke is a little
what,
mad.
What was the total? It was 8. Was it actually 8?
12. 12.
12. Okay, that's a lot better.
Is it? Yeah, but is it
I'll
8
say
plus
it better.
3?
It'd be real fucked up if you broke.
Yeah, no,
Joseph's
that was just the dexterity.
It is.
I haven't had proficiency yet, so it's
You
plus
do
4.
manage to. It's not. It takes a couple seconds, like 30 seconds to a minute, which for a relatively simple lock is quite a while. And you can feel the tension get on the thin sort of rake of the thieves' tools. It worries you a little bit, but you do manage to just break the pins up enough that the cell clicks open. The door swings inwards, giving you access the inside.
Reed's just gonna hand the tools back.
We'll scoop up the book.
What's the book say, archaeologist?
And I also observe the body that holds it.
Much like the other skeleton, it looks like some poor soul probably left down here, forgotten, locked within the cell during the siege and all the great tumult and all the issues that were going on. It's a good chance he was just forgotten. He would have died a really slow and terrible death. The book itself.
Sorry, but I only have space for one. May you rest in peace here.
This backpack only carries one, asshole. Sorry.
Basically, yes.
The book, however, it's old, it's covered in dust, and you can see it's not nearly as delicate as something like the map. It's been largely kept from any sort of moisture, that stuff like that, and it's been well bound. It's a thick tome, and as you sort of look over it, you can see it's titled The Unification of the Disparate Peoples.
I will hold it up to Joseph Smoke, and I will kind of sarcastically say, I'm assuming this isn't the book you're looking for.
Depends on what's inside of it.
You can roll an intelligence check. Just glancing over it, it is surprisingly difficult. You do pick out words in common, but it is an older common.
16.
7.
Colin, I speak Celestial in common. If that helps.
It does not. It's written in common, but it's written in a basically an old vernacular of common, because this book would have been
Shakespearean.
hundreds of years ago. Essentially, yes. If you are able to piece out sort of what it is about, it looks like it is a book that is focused on the unification of the different clans. Definitely not the book you're looking for on blacksmithing.
Okay. I said no. This is not the book. The one we have. What I'm looking for is on blacksmithing.
Reed, is there a body in your backpack?
That being said, Reroll book.
There is indeed. This man deserves arrest as well as that one. Unfortunately, I can only carry one at this time.
While I appreciate your sentimentality, the people above ground who are not coming down here to kill us are convinced that we are an archaeological dig. Archaeologists are not known for burying the things they uncover. I would prefer it, for the sake of our own survival in this endeavor, that you return him to the place in which he lay.
Just walks over, dumps the bag out.
It shall be fine. This man deserves his rest.
Just don't open the bag.
And he's just gonna start walking away.
Meanwhile, down here, at the chests that you're inspecting, like I said, within the chests, they're mostly moldered clothing and things like that, but go ahead and give me a perception check.
Ooh, nice.
Wow, way to show me up, guys.
Eckhart is busy looking at the clothing, and he can't get past how just moldered and eaten it is. As there's a certain aversion to going through it. It actually looks like it'd be gross to touch. But Klaus and Alec, cool, you're more than happy to dig right in there into those dirty clothing and start searching through.
I appreciate that from my cooks.
Yeah, that's true. It's sanitary.
And you don't find much of anything in anything except the last chest. Alec Cool and Klaus, as you're sort of going over it, you can see Alec Cool kind of he hits his hand across the bottom and there's a thud where you both of you immediately can hear there is a hollow space underneath this chest. A fake bottom, essentially, a false bottom.
Oh boy.
As you sort of look across through it, you can see there is like a small divot that you're able to insert a finger into to pull it up should you want to. You don't see any traps on it either.
I was gonna say.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, let's lift it.
You trigger
Pop it up.
You trigger the ultimate trap, friendship. As the two of you reach down hand in hand and pull this
we touch
bottom up.
hands.
Yeah, we
Touch
touch hands.
hands.
We're both trying to do the same thing.
Joke's on you. Joke's on you. The Eye of Vecna actually sucks the soul out of Alec. The end.
Joke's on you. I didn't have a soul to begin with.
Ants are not souls. They're like
Ants don't have souls.
Are there ginger ants?
Down at the bottom, as you lift up the false
flossing.
you lift up the false bottom. It's like I said, it's not the entirety of the trunk. It actually looks like it's just a small section of it that has been hollowed out enough to fit. It would be enough to fit like small amounts of valuables, maybe a few dozen gold pieces, small pieces of jewelry. Unfortunately, there's not. It's not cram-packed full, but there is a simple golden band that has beautiful, like sapphire. They're not like studs. They're small gems. It looks like the gold has been woven around a band of sapphire. But as you turn it over in your hands, it looks completely untouched by time, preserved within the bottom of this sort of secret space in the box. And as you look at the band, you can see there are initials on the band that say JFG.
Interesting.
Really is.
Are you taking that or am I taking that?
Either way, I mean, we'll split it.
It could be worth a fair amount of money if sold to a pawnbroker, but if you're able to find JFG, it could be worth a fair amount to them as a family heirloom. It's hard to say, though. That would take some investigation and side questing.
I will write it down in my inventory.
Yep.
Other than that, don't really see anything else. It is, you've searched over it, like I said. It's a barracks and a jail. However, you do see there is a stairway that leads farther down into other sub-basements. Right here.
Did Klaus say this book that we're looking for was about blacksmithing?
I haven't even said that, but I guess I did.
You did say
I
that.
did, yeah.
Maybe, I don't know
Smoke
if he
did,
did
yes.
or not.
Not Klaus. Smoke did.
I don't know if Joseph Smoke did or not, but Joseph Smoke knows that the book you found is not the one he's looking for.
Why do you need a book to learn how to blacksmith?
I'm not learning how to blacksmith. I'm exchanging this book for information that is not contained within the book, but kind of is. It's weird. The book is payment for someone to teach me something that I do not know.
Would we notice the oddity that is this giant, empty, vacuous space in the middle of this area?
Possibly.
I don't know if you guys have been in many stone buildings, but generally speaking, that kind of thing isn't done.
You mean
No.
they don't build a stone wall that's like 10 feet, 20 feet thick for funsies?
Well, I mean, we can tell that this.
Oh, they wouldn't have built a stone wall. This is a basement, so it's sunken.
Yeah, I was gonna say this isn't this tunnels pretty much.
Basically, is.
Well, but even so, it's still architecture. It's not a natural cave work. It seems odd to have a non-used space. There's pillars throughout, but so it shouldn't need the extra supports.
I mean, does there look like there's a weak spot, Colin, in this wall?
You roll a perception check.
Oh boy.
That's what I would also like to look for secret doors.
Does someone want to help me? Please help me.
I don't
Please.
guess you're a dwarf with stone cunning. I mean, Zara technically is helping you by searching.
God damn it.
Or well, no, wait. If I'm helping, he gets advantage, right?
Yes.
Well, it was bad, so congratulations.
Unfortunately, you don't see any doors, weak spots in the stone. It's very possible, considering the old style of architecture and things like that, it might just be a weird foible in the way it was built. But you don't see any sort of entrance into anything or any sort of weak stone in the wall that would lead you to believe there's some sort of secret there.
Where's my clerical guidance?
No.
Right now.
Yeah. No, mainly looking at the guy that's helping me.
You do not see anything in it.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good enough for me. Yeah, I'm gonna go look for more scarabs. I'll go down the stairs.
Can't always succeed.
Oh God!
You
I
can't
just tried to read the
always
article
get
that I
what
saw
you
Jim Carrey.
want.
It's everywhere.
Well, I hope you guys are following the light source because I went down the stairs.
It's true, he did. Went down the stairs, I can see his token in the wine cellar.
All right, down the stairs.
And I just followed suit, and yup.
You might want to arrange yourselves at the bottom of the stairs.
Yep.
Beds. Okay, fine.
The fuck is that?
So to arrange yourself at the bottom of the stairs, not explore the room.
I just moved 2 steps forward.
Right. Making your way down the stairs.
Downtown.
Making my way downtown, walking fast, eating ass tastes like anus.
Here.
That's true.
That door is supposed to be closed.
That was a get a beer moment.
Walking down the stairs. Roll a perception check for me.
No, Baba Booey.
This is actually a perception check on hearing, so if you have hearing abilities.
Is this what it's like to have bad stats?
How do you roll a 1 and still get higher than me on perception? That's some bullshit.
I'm sorry, perceive more.
Use your bug ears, you idiot.
Seriously, I really want to know what your stats are, man, because you get, like, every roll of yours is like a -1 or a -0.
Duh.
Like, do you have just everything in strength and everything else is nothing?
It's Constitution.
I will show you, my child.
That's okay. Eckhart's really good at cooking.
I'm good at cooking and smacking things and casting spells on occasion.
What is Eckhart?
What happened? Why did I go backwards? Huh. Wonder. Weird. My bad.
Alright. If you rolled above a 12, you hear
Ha! I rolled a fucking 1. Hell yeah.
well, it's not a hard check,
Damn.
so. You hear what sounds like the scraping on the ground. You rolled above a 20. Sounds like the scraping of bone against stone. echoing from the darkness before you. It is actually, that being said, I see who has dark vision far enough to see all this.
Mine's 120.
Pretty much only Klaus has dark vision long enough to see completely across the room. Without the fog of war. You can see there are skeletal forms.
Oh my god.
Pressed up against at the far side of the wall, what appears to be a door. Wine, a very sort of large wine casks line the walls. Their taps long since rusted over, likely. Little more than vinegar in them. But you can see the skeletons at the far end of the wall don't look like they're completely they're not completely desiccated. You actually see it looks like there's still glistening blood and sinew and muscle on. And as you can, Klaus, you can see they slowly start to move and coalesce and congeal together. And the sounds that you're hearing is the bones that are sticking out of it scraping on the ground. And they seem to form these great spiny, sort of protuberances across the body. As it sort of seems to grow in size, and these many skeletal forms take the form of this thing. It is a horrifying amalgamation of sinew and bone and muscle with glowing green eyes, some sort of terrible undead that has risen, you having disturbed its eternal slumber.
You said this thing, but I don't see anything.
You cannot see anything. Only Klaus can.
I'm describing to you a terrible monster of flesh and bone, and it should not be here.
That being said,
It should not be anywhere. It
you
should just die.
absolutely hear it, as it doesn't let out this terrible screech or cry. It almost sounds like a hiss that has a faint flapping sound, as it vaguely manages to issue a challenge through a gaping mouth, its jaws flapping wildly held together by broken sinews and disgusting, sort of rotting muscle. It is a terrible sight, Klaus. Awful sight, and one that only you can currently see. It's fucked up.
Guys, I want to unsee this.
You're gonna have to, like, burn your eyes out.
Let's make it re-dead, please.
I can't believe those other two players are just dead.
Being said,
They have no initiative.
While they're jerking each other off immediately. Get
Well,
here.
congratulations, they're getting their initiatives rolled for them.
Say it's fucking almost 8 o'clock already.
Exactly. Alright. That being
Oh
said,
shit, my bad. I was phasing out.
its
Thank you.
warning has absolutely alerted you, and the fact that many of you heard its bone scraping, none of you are surprised, as emerging from, you can see the movement in the darkness of a terrible form of a risen reaver. Cool. You go first. While you don't initially see it, you do know you can hear it in front of you.
Yeah. I will go ahead and use my starry form. Oh great, that doesn't actually use it. It's really irritating. I'm gonna do the fucking starry form of the quote chalice preemptively, and I will use the wild shape like that. And that's it for me. I like hold out my shotel and my shield ready for something.
Alright. It goes to Eckhart.
Okay, cool. Surprised you no one as a barbarian. I will rage. I think? No, I won't yet, Colin. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Right, you finally get in range to see what you're up against. It is a disgusting sort of mixture of old bone and sinew that has, you can see little scraps of old leather armor that are embedded sort of in it in certain places.
Gross. Gross as fuck. Seeing what I have.
Just to let y'all know, I seem to have gotten kicked off of Foundry. It will not let me rejoin. It's loading.
Okay. Yeah, there's almost no way. Yeah, I'm gonna rage for sure. Okay. So rage, it's a bonus action. And then with my action, I will cast Lightning Lure out of it because it needs to be 15 feet away. And that is a strength saving throw, which will be DC 16, which I imagine is probably pretty okay.
Oh, it's not super great at strength. Actually, it's surprisingly good at dexterity, actually, oddly enough. It only got a 10.
Solid. He's pulled 10 feet in a straight line towards me, and then he's going to take a D8 of lightning damage. He only takes 3.
Alright. He takes 3. Not much, but you still managed to pull him towards you.
Yep. And yeah, unfortunately I used bonus action to rage, so I can't use my free melee attack after a cantrip. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for me. I'll just batter his ass.
Alright. Oh, it's gonna go to the Risen Reaver.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to, you cast Lightning Lure?
Yeah.
He lets out a hiss, and you can see he actually, with the clanking claws, he sort of actually takes a couple steps back away from you, and then immediately charges into you, trying to throw himself onto you, casting. He's going to use his blade attacks. 1. It's gonna be a 17 versus armor class.
Let me check something. I'm just making sure spell slots here, Colin. Okay. Yeah, I'll shield it.
Alright. As you cast shield, giving you a total armor class of what?
21.
Alright, so he's gotta beat 21. He'll use his, second blade attack. Be a 25.
Yep, that'll get me.
Alright. He will use his third blade attack. So it's gonna be a 24.
God damn, okay.
Okay, and since he moved, whenever he took a jump back and then dashed and slammed into you, I need to make a strength saving throw.
Okay. I have advantage because I'm raging, right?
Yeah, you're like good at those. Or it's strength ability checks.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. This is a saving throw. Let me double check, make sure that's a saving.
Yep, strength checks and saving throws,
Okay.
it says.
DC 15.
Cool.
So not crazy.
23.
Alright, so you don't get knocked prone by it. That being said, you are hit twice by 2 blade attacks. There's going to be 18 points of damage for the first attack.
Are they magical or just normal?
They are normal, slashing damage. And the second attack is going to be 13 points of slashing damage.
So 6. Okay.
And he is actually. You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna take an opportunity attack from you.
Okay.
He's going to use his Skitter ability to cast Dash on himself as a bonus action to double his movement speed. He's going to just. He's actually just gonna run straight for the rest of the group, throwing himself
Yeah.
headlong into it.
Okay. 25 to hit on opportunity.
That will hit.
Normal, so 9 points of bludgeoning.
Alright.
I'm gonna go swap my food real quick.
To make you aware, Colin, I am not on the map. I'm looking for your. I don't know what happened.
Can you click on the wine cellar on the top bar?
Oh, hold on,
Your
let me
building's
pull
back
this
here.
I don't
weapon
have.
in.
I don't have a one cellar. I just have courier. There we go. Now I'm E2.
Oh wait, I pulled in the wrong thing.
Alright, I have Zara. I can control her. Alright. Now I'm.
Hold on, calm down. I know I pulled another one in. Alright. It
See
goes
if
to
it'll find-
Klaus.
I have my initiative. Got it.
Okay. I don't know if I want to be near this thing.
If you don't know, the answer is no, you don't.
The
Yeah.
answer is yes. He doesn't do that much damage.
Don't listen to Colin.
I'm in melee range diagonally right now.
Yes, he is a large creature.
Okay, I'm going to use my cunning action to disengage. Six. I'm going to cast Chaos Bolt at second level. And it is not up here. Oh, there it is. This is not. Oh, okay, so I have to do it up there.
Alright.
26 hit.
Despite having a little bit of leather, sort of old moldering leather armor, it proves little defense against the scintillating bolt of energy that flies from your hands.
Oh, god damn.
Nice.
Alright. It slams.
That is lightning?
Yes,
Or, no, it's.
which one do you want it to be? You choose one of the
Oh,
D8s.
it's either lightning or thunder, so I'll do lightning damage.
As it slams into him, he staggers backwards, taking 19 big points of damage. Taking a huge chunk of his left pectoral muscle out, sending it sizzling, cooked flesh across the face of Joseph Smoke.
Ugh. That's my turn.
Right.
God damn it! How much damage did I take?
None. You just
Oh.
got some gross, like sinew in your face where you got hit. Goes to Zara.
Alright, I will. Fortunately, I can. I can turn undead, but that doesn't actually feel useful here. I will. I'm going to move over here. And I will use my Jambia to attack. Ten probably misses.
Unfortunately, a 10 would not be high enough to hit.
Oh, wait, I have advantage because I'm flanking, right?
He is surrounded.
Fine.
10 is not enough to hit, unfortunately.
I'm gonna go ahead and, in that case, realize I'm in a little over my head, and I will move. I will use my bonus action to disengage.
Give me an insight check, actually.
All right.
This has a free action.
Can I ask an insight check for what?
This is just roll an insight check.
Well,
When you begin rushing away, it does seem, I suppose you could say, a little bit relieved, as it seems to have been slightly deterred by the fire of the torch that you are carrying.
I will announce that finding. It does not appear to like fire.
Man, if only we had our fire druid.
And
That's not nice. To go through a rough time.
only you weren't surrounded in a room that is filled with giant casks of alcohol.
Hush. That's me.
Goes to Reed.
Okay. Well, we're just going to simply go over here. And Reed is just going to state, do not worry. We will bring you to peace soon. And then he's going to start beating the crap out of it.
Bring him to pieces. This is 3 skeletons fused together.
So that's going to be a 28
That'll hit.
for 8 damage. You know what? We're just going to keep on going with the unarmed strikes. So 22.
Yeah.
For 11 damage, and then we'll use a key point for Flurry of Blows. 27 for 9. And 23 for 9. Or for 8.
Right. As you begin pummeling into it, it turns
36.
and sort of skitters away and tries to hide, but it's unable to do so against the terrible blows of Reed Underbow, breaking its bones and tearing into the muscle and sinew of it. And then it goes, unless there's nothing else, it goes to Joseph Smoke.
Nope, that's it for me.
Yay, he's flanked. Fuck this asshole.
Max.
The what?
I mean, it's just now Max's turn, so. You
All
don't
right,
expect
I'm
Max
gonna
to
hit
pay
him.
attention the whole time, do you?
No, I know he hasn't been flanked. You were there for a little bit, then you left. All right, I'm gonna use Hex on this motherfucker. And what's the thing I want him to not be able to do? We'll make it like dexterity throws. Yeah, that's that.
Dexterity checks.
Dexterity checks. Yes, checks. Okay, cool. And then 1d6 necrotic damage on him whenever I hit him with an attack. Okay, cool. Von Richten's bind. About to murk this motherfucker. That's a 16 to hit.
Does manage to hit.
All right. Wait, I said advantage actually. Let me roll it again. No, the 16.
You already hit.
I could crit though. All right. Well, I remembered it. There we go. Now I rolled the actual advantage with the thingy. That's another 16 to hit. So that's 2 attacks. The first one does 9 plus 1 cold damage. Second attack does 10 plus 2 cold damage plus a d6 necrotic. Actually, 2d6 because it's 2 attack. 6 damage. So that's 26, right? Because they're each 10? No. 28 because one of them was 12. I'm stupid.
You're continually pummeling into him. It's still standing strong, and you can see its bones hang. Several of them have been cracked, and they hang lankly at various odd and different angles, giving it this sort of warped and rather disturbing appearance. But it feels no pain and barely seems to notice the fact that it's suffered damage. It goes to Alec. There's nothing else from Joseph Smoke.
$18 points of damage. Then I will go ahead and use my, where is it? My War Priest ability. I'm gonna attack again. So, another 8 damage, so it's 26 total between the 2 attacks, and that's it for me.
Alright, goes to Eckhart.
Alright. I'm gonna swing my totem on my back. I'm gonna run at the motherfucker. 40 feet of movement. Cool. I will pound the giant's tattoo on my chest, and I will cast Enlarge on myself, Colin. I would like to be big, please. So I guess I go from medium to large.
Okay.
And then I will use the rage-fed cantrips. Well, that's the wrong thing. I'm reading funny. No, I actually can't do that. I lied. Because Enlarge Reduce is an action. Fuck. Okay, never mind. I'll just make myself big.
Alright.
And get up behind him.
For now. Big.
We're back.
Hell yeah.
Alright. Goes to the Risen Reaver. Going to take the disengage action and use the skitter bonus action to dash and disengage. It's going to run to the wall, and you're surprised as its bony legs actually manage to dig into the wall as it pretty easily crawls up the wall 20 feet to the ceiling and is able to perch on the ceiling over one of these casks. It is actually going to stand over it, up on the ceiling 20 feet in the air, rather defensively stand away from the rest of the group as it uses action, and it's, well, I guess it has more movements. I can get about there. Stash action. But it's going to be 20 feet up in the air as well on the ceiling, as it goes to Klaus.
Hang on, let me read this. It says 20 feet up in the air?
Yes.
Oh my god, that's fucking perfect.
It's just
Are
kind
you
of
ready for this?
It's kind of like hanging up on the ceiling. It's not flying, it's hanging up on the ceiling, so.
That's fine. I mean, the range is like exactly 20 feet, so. Are you ready for the Gnomish utility belt to make its debut?
That's
I'm gonna throw
why.
Alchemist Fire on this motherfucker.
Quality.
That's why I gave him. to you.
And ready.
I can't wait for it to immediately misfire.
Now, how do I do this?
It's just if you're using the Gnomish utility belt, you've got the it's basically using Alchemist's Fire, which is a item. It is actually in like an official item.
Pocket sand.
And pocket sand them if you have pocket sand.
So is it like D20 plus
It is
Dex?
no, it is a dexterity saving throw for the thing that you're targeting. Oh no, ranged attack. So it's a dexterity ranged attack. Does not make sense that it's a ranged attack. It should be a dexterity check.
Alright, so that's plus Dex plus proficiency.
It is an improvised weapon. So unless you're proficient with improvised
Okay,
weapons,
so
no.
just plus 4 then. Alright. That's a crit.
All right. It takes 4 points of damage, but it is burning. That fire does seem to have some effect on it, as it begins twisting and sort of spinning away from the wall, trying to put itself out. I'm completely consumed by the fact that it is now beginning to burn. So it doesn't do a lot of damage, but it has sufficiently distracted it.
And I'm going to use a bonus action to throw a brain dagger. That's an unnatural 20.
Will manage to hit. In fact, you have advantage on that, actually.
Oh, okay.
It is now so consumed by the fact that it is on fire that it has given up all attempts to defend itself.
Alright, I'll roll that one more time. Alright, so that's still a 20 for 5 damage, but I get sneak attack now. So that's 15 points of damage.
Right. It lets out a terrible howl as the alchemist's fire hits him. Its fear of light and fire striking it to the core as it twists and spins and grapples to the ceiling and tries to put itself out as best as it can. In its distraction, you're able to cast a knife up into it, and it still continues to burn thanks to the alchemist's fire. It goes to Zara.
I will stand over here by Mr. Klaus, and I will cast Relax. I'll do Word of Radiance. I don't know what my divine word is.
Steven. Khan.
No.
Daenerys Targaryen.
No.
Season 8 of Game of Thrones.
Oh,
The
actually.
whole thing?
Oh, never mind. Sacred Flame actually does more, so I will do Sacred Flame.
You ask the Risen Reaver who has a better story than Bran the Broken. He kills himself.
That probably misses.
I mean, you don't make the dexterity saving throw. He makes the dexterity saving throw.
Then why did it tell me to do that? That's weird.
That's because it just shows saving throw DC 14 dexterity.
Yeah, it's just so that way, like, if you were using it at me, I could press it
He
and
failed.
do it.
He failed.
Yes, especially because he was thinking about the story of Bran the Broken.
7 damage.
Alright.
It's fire, so I don't know if it.
I mean, who could stand up to Bran the Broken?
Sacred Flame is radiant damage. So
Sacred Flame is radiant damage. It's flame-like radiant damage.
unfortunately, that does not have any particular effect. It doesn't seem like the fire itself does more damage, but it does seem to significantly effective, and he does seem to fear it. But the radiant damage, however, does not do any bonus to it. If there's nothing else, it goes to Reed.
Let's see. I guess I will get right up in front of it. And once again, we shall continue the onslaught. Say 20.
Alright. What's
It
the,
takes 12.
let's say, what's the range on the kunai with chain? Because he's 20 feet
Oh,
up in
that
the
was just
air.
an unarmed. Oh, he's 20 feet up
He's
the air.
20 feet
Oh,
up
I'm
in the air
sorry.
on the ceiling.
Oh, in that case,
That's why he's got the plus 20 feet above him.
Okay, sorry, I didn't see that. Okay, my fault. Yeah, kunai can only even reach 10. So let's, I'm throwing the ghost chain dart. That's not the ghost chain, that's the regular dart.
Ghost chain dart him down.
Same thing, it's 15.
Hell yeah, that's just enough to bury it in his thigh.
Alright, then we're gonna... It's an opposed athletics,
Oh
I
yeah,
believe.
bring him down to the ground.
Yep, with my reaction.
Right.
I've got a 23.
Alright, you yank him down to the ground as he tumbles 20 feet, taking an extra 2d6 damage and landing prone.
Alright. Then we can unarmed strike him.
Yes.
That one's only a 25.
You have and you do have advantage on these, because he landed prone.
25. He takes 10.
Right.
Then I shall use another key point to continue. Wait, oh, whoops. Be down to 7. Okay. With the flurry of blows. That's a 28 for 11. And a 26 for 8.
Right.
Oh, right. And you said he took an extra 2d6?
And he also took an extra 2d6 damage from the fall.
Okay, sorry. Was I supposed to roll that?
Yes, yes.
8.
Right.
So...
He's
So
still
48 that turn.
he's yanked down from the ground, burning, sort of terrified by the fire that's on him. It goes to Joseph Smoke. There's little to this beast that's left, having been the fire having now sort of consuming him, having been yanked from the ceiling by the ghost chain dart. Sort of diminish most of its body mass, sort of thrown away. He's laying prone on the ground, ready for a coup de grace.
Oh shit! I don't think I can get in there though, can I?
He's in a... He kind of can. You've got a 10-foot range, so if you could get to, like, here...
Oh, let's see
It
if
would
that's
be-
in range. No, because that's as far as I can go. Right where I was, as far as I can go.
That being said, you can, say, move an Eldritch Blast him.
He's prone off disadvantage. It's fine. I'll get to where I can. I'll Eldritch Blast him.
Sorry about that. I'm helping Sarah make pizza.
That's 16 to hit.
16. Unfortunately, it catches the side of the barrel. It sort of skitters off.
Oh well, the second 15 does not hit either.
Alas, he does have some cover because you're trying to shoot him past the barrel. It catches the barrel and darts off, unfortunately. However, it does break open the barrel, and a disgusting, viscous, alcoholic slurry just falls to the begins pouring out at the feet of Klaus, Zara, Reed, and Joseph Smoke.
I was okay with that description until you said slurry.
It's in a... Draw that out. All of that is covered in highly flammable alcohol. Which considering he is on fire, it does ignite. I need everyone to make
I'll roll a dex save for that.
a dexterity saving throw.
He has disadvantage on his.
Including him.
Well, I guess no, it's a check, not save. Never mind,
Yeah,
he's fine.
he's checks.
Oh, am I
got
out of it?
16.
Colin?
You were just outside of it. It's literally
Nice.
the square away from you.
Don't I have something? Don't rogues have something for dexterity saving throws?
They have
Just
one that
like
lets
me.
them take, if they pass, they don't take half damage, they take no damage.
Do you
What
guys
do you
take?
What
Do you
do
guys get
call-
evasion too?
How many
I
levels
believe-
of
Yeah, we
rogue
get
are you?
evasion at 7th
Some
level.
rogues also get
Oh, seven.
evasion.
Okay, never mind, I don't have them.
Yeah, I don't even have evasion, so.
That being said, it is a DC 15.
Fail.
Make a dexterity
I
save.
pass.
He fails. Alright. If you failed, which is, like I said, it was, what was it, DC 15?
That's what you said.
It'd be a DC 14.
It is unfortunately DC 15. If you failed, you take 11 points of fire damage. If you passed, you don't, you take half of that.
11 points of fire on a failure.
Yes, on a fail. Didn't roll super high. It's not a ton of damage. That being said, that is enough. Despite the fact that you missed him, that is enough to finish him off, because he only had a couple hit points left. As he burns to a sizzle.
Imagine the smell.
And you can see the sinew and bone kind of fall apart, and he just falls down. It's roughly several skeletons. Now, like I said, it was a bunch of skeletons that came together and formed this thing, and now that he's died, it's kind of fallen apart into various skeletons. The flames quickly die out, and you're left sort of looking at the burnt sinewy bones and flesh of this beast. But you do see that there is a small pouch. Like I said, he had like this weird, he did have some armor, because it looked like the corpses that he had brought together had various pieces of leather armor on him to offer him protection, but it also had clothing, and you can see intermixed amongst this leather armor and clothing there is a small pouch, like a coin purse. And as you sort of pick it up and look at it, you can see there is 35 gold pieces and an iron key, an old iron key. You can see this iron key has what appears to be a loaf of bread on it.
Damn.
Alright, that is it for him. You're left in, well, you're still enlarged Eckhart for a moment before you
Hell yeah.
slowly, after a minute, you shrink down in size, but you're out of combat right now. So a minute passes relatively quickly. You can see this appears to have been a wine cellar of some sort. At the far end of the wall, you can see there are other skeletons that were, it looks like they were trying to get into a heavy iron door that's right there. This door appears to go. It says the kitchen's above it, or a kitchen. Just says kitchen essentially.
Nope, not taking any risks. I'm gonna take every single skeleton or dead body or whatever. I'm just gonna throw it right on the fucking fire pile.
Oh,
Oh shit, how's Reed feel about that?
kitchen.
Call it a funeral rites.
Locked.
I mean,
And I'm not fucking with any.
It's a
I
pyre.
gotta say,
It's a
you know,
pyre.
I mean, it is a style of funeral
It
burial,
is. It's like
and Reed will pray over it. In fact, Reed will go get the other body and the one that he's holding and add them to it.
that's fair.
I mean, it does sound like something that would be okay for the crying son being brought to a fire.
It is a much better burial than being left sitting on the floor. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Can I just hit the door, Colin?
Well,
With
I
my
was gonna try
totem?
to unlock it with a loaf of bread key.
No, me hit door.
Wow. All right. I mean, all right. Well, he said he tries to hit the door first. So give me an athletics check.
Yes.
And while this is going on, Reed, you head back towards up to get the body.
It's an okay one. It's only 15.
It's an iron door. You slam into it, and it dents, but it does not break, unfortunately, with that check.
All right, we'll try your idea.
Someone shouts from the background, "Try with your totem!"
I did.
Oh Jesus Christ! I accidentally clicked conditions. Oh God.
Reed,
Okay.
you head back upstairs.
Oh, Jesus.
As you
Alright, I
get
tried
yanked
my
up
look.
again. The body is up here.
Use
Indeed
the
it
key.
is.
Use the key.
I use the key.
Oh wait. Stop right there.
Okay.
A swarm of the Manabane scarabs begins pouring down the ceiling, attempting to get at you. It gets about right here. As you can see, there's a puddle of them that has formed in front of you.
All right. I'm gonna strike at it. It's 24. It takes 8.
Right.
Unless you want me to see whether me or it goes first.
No. This is more of a it's almost more akin to a trap. Instead of like an actual combat.
All right.
It
Oh, whoops. Didn't mean to roll that.
as you sort of rush towards it, it is and strike into it is going to make a bite attack against you. It's only going to be a 14, but it's after it does that, it's going to burrow into the ground. It's like I said, it's basically a trap more than an encounter.
All right. Well, obviously I can't attack them while they're buried, so Reed's just gonna gather up the skeleton as quickly as he can and cautiously make his way back downstairs.
Okay. You don't see any of the scarabs now. You do know, you can occasionally hear them. You do know they're still up here on this level. You may have cast a few swarms away, but it seems like anytime you go back up to this level, there's always a chance that there might be a little scarab swarm that attacks you and then retreats. But you've defeated the main force, and you've managed to flee, grab the body, and take it back downstairs. Hopefully to give it a far more suitable rest than being stuck in a freaking jail cell where it died.
All right.
So,
Back with the gang.
did you try to use the bread key?
Yes.
Yeah, my idea didn't work.
There you go. It slides into the lock easily and opens it.
Ah!
You go into what appears to be a kitchen slash bar slash some sort of weird, almost like a it's like almost like a mixologist's kitchen. You can see there is a small stove and some ancient dried wood next to it, likely used to burn. A oven, and you can see the stovepipe rises up into the ceiling, likely all the way up to the surface. There is a skeleton that sits at a table that has several wine bottles on it, but Faust, don't get ahead of yourself. You get to there before you can see the skeleton sort of turns, and you can see its head actually looks at you, Klaus, and its jaw faintly moves, but it makes no words.
Beg your pardon?
Interesting.
This skeleton has animated. It has not attacked you, but it looks like it's trying to talk, but is unable to do so, lacking the vocal
Parchment!
cords.
Paper!
That's fair.
Parchment, paper, or speak with dead, probably.
Or I could just speak with dead.
Parchment and paper doesn't use a spell
Oh
slot.
hell. Colin, did he look like he was
I have
drinking?
spell slot.
There are several bottles of wine that are arrayed before him.
Or any of them like, are they like partially empty or anything like that?
One has been spilled, the other 3 are full.
I want to pour him a drink and see if he'll put it in his bony hands.
I literally have plenty of spell slots.
He
Oh yeah, I just want to give him a drink first before you start talking to him.
reaches out and he takes the drink and he lifts it and he brings it to his bony jaw and he pours it down. You can see it just tumbles down through his rib cage and he sets that drink down. And then he keeps trying to talk.
That's weird. Yeah, you should probably talk with him. Q speak with dead spell.
Connor.
Q Connor. So
I just wanted to make sure that that was the route we wanted to go.
Yeah, that's
everyone was
why I
waiting
said,
on
hey, you should probably talk with him. Poke.
I will cast Speak with Dead. I will,
Oh, it's getting late. Alright. As you cast Speak with Dead,
have a holy amulet of a jewel that I press to his forehead. And I say, like, I don't know, awaken.
right? You normally Speak with Dead, you ask questions to him, but in this particular case, he seems like he wants to speak to you. Some sort of animate ability has rested within him as he goes, so thirsty.
Well, we have drink. And I'll motion to Eckert. So we also have questions.
Thirsty. As he reaches down, you can see his bony arms sort of reach to his feet and slowly, with a great effort, lifts a massive cookbook onto the table and slams it down. A drink.
Can we all hear it, or is it just the spellcaster?
The corpse is able to speak.
Okay, I was just making sure.
Memory serves. Yeah, it specifies it needs a mouth, so it is audibly speaking.
Okay. So, buddy, I already tried to give you a drink, and it kind of just went. It didn't go well.
Drink. And then he points to the cookbook. Drink.
I'll look at his cookbook.
You can see it's a huge tome, all sorts of various recipes, not just for drinks or wines, all roasted meats and sort of all and pies and all sorts of, you know, recipes for various different cookies. But as you pass through it, he slams his hand down on a page and sort of drink. As he slams his hand on the page, a particular page.
Maybe he wants bone broth.
I don't think so.
Okay. What's on the page, Colin?
Within this page is rather conveniently, is a recipe for someone who has some skill in cooking or brewing. It is a particular wine called Blackberry Mash, and it requires a mixture of wine, herbs, and the ability to correctly cook it. It looks like it's one that's fairly quick to prepare, but also not that easy. It looks like you could. There's a. It remembers. It's more of a mixture of a. It's almost like a spiced wine, a mixture of a wine and certain other ingredients, certain other herbs. That being said, I think we will pick it up next week with you. You do have all the ingredients here, or you have to discern all the ingredients, but it's
Okay.
8:30, so it's getting pretty late. So next time you will have to make blackberry mash to satisfy this person, and then they will be more inclined to help you and answer your questions.
Okay.
Is
Not
it